to the world famous Need More Money Shot Take 2. There's still available the local investor man down there, call it that because we are on live TV. The odds are changed for the players that are still left in the tournament. If you want to get something on, go down to Stumpy there, just on the right hand side, under the ladies' toilets where he normally hangs out. There's still tickets available for the money shot if you're interested in that. There was another one later on today, and we are running out of tickets for the raffle for the pool table. So see you near the events. So the world famous money shot, we do actually have a couple of past winners in here. Does anyone remember John getting the first one last year? Whoa! Unreal.
And Chrissy?
Chrissy ran all the way here to get it and got it. So, the white ball must stay where it is. You can smash the black, double it, do whatever, the white can go, and if the black goes in, you win the money. So here we go. Random number 186. So close. We will give people 10 seconds to finish. No need to crack up because you didn't get your number drawn. Righto, redraw. 229. Trying to find a sweet spot.
That's what your wife needs.
86. Here we go. Clear, 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 clear. Clear. 157. Jasmine, 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 Jasmine. Next number, are we heading for a jackpot? And this is the last draw for this one. 259. Yeah, last attempt. 228. Those 200s are all go. 117.
I'm playing with one that's better.
166.
Oh no, you're 666.
Yeah, that's it, devil again. 24, I sold that to someone. I'm serious, every number between 1 and 50 I sold it.
I got mine already.
You sold it to the wrong person.
258.
She's 200 numbers, right?
Come on, back down. Back
Good, yeah.
One, no.
46. We just sold that earlier.
She won it.
Everything under 50 I sold. Here we go. 191.
Oh, he's got one too. Oh, yeah. What?
54. Yes. Hendo, 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 hendo. For the first time in Need More Money shot history, we have a jackpot! Next week it'll be 12.5 million, make sure you're here. So stand by guys, the games will be underway shortly. second semi-final. We've been waiting this much anticipated match. These guys have had many great battles over the years. So introducing into the arena from Hawke's Bay, Bayden the Shotmaker Jackson! And the defending champion, last year's winner from Queenstown, Simon the Postman Singleton.
Camera.
Yeah, I think Mike.
Hey, well, on there, I look pretty good on this.
Fucking Adam Shaw's too busy playing.
All right, guys, here we go. Just about to get underway with semi-final number 2. The shotmaker, Bayden Jackson, versus the postman, Simon Singleton. It's a repeat of last year's semi-final. Bayden, coming to you first. I mean, your recollections of that semi-final last year, it was level pegging 7-7, and then I think you said afterwards a bit of a drop in concentration, and Simon ran away. So it's going to be important for you just to keep your focus in this match.
Yeah. I've just spent thousands of dollars forgetting that moment, and you've just undone it all. So cheers for that, Alex. I hope I win this match now. Pay for my therapist. Yeah, I did. It was a good match. You know, we're great mates off the table. We're great, I don't know, enemies? No, not enemies. Competitors on the table. And we're national pairs partners. And, you know, you've got to just switch out that, and you've got to get into kill mode for the next hour and a half. And then afterwards, you know, if I lose, I want him to win it. So that's the way it is. We're national pairs partners. Yeah, love the guy to bits. You know, we've both had his own issues and things like that in his private life, and I think getting on the table, it's like a bit of an escape for both of us. So hopefully our best games come out and we play well. You know, I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually the underdog in this. I've had him in my pocket for the first 6 years I was in New Zealand. I've let him out of my pocket and I can't get him back in it. It's a nightmare. But anyway, he deserves every accolade he's got. You know, he's focused on his game. He puts the time in. He practices hard, believe it or not. We all do. And yeah, you know, I just want to play well and leave everything on the table. And if I'm still the loser, then hey, good luck to the guy.
Fantastic. And you played against a pretty partisan crowd yesterday, with probably 95% of people supporting Kerry Wirtz. Today you've got the Queenstown mob up against you, but you seem like someone who actually thrives on, like you say, being the underdog and don't want to say being the bad guy in the room, but being the less popular of the two players in the room.
I didn't realise I was. That's another thing. Have you actually had Simon in the Calcutta? Because this is like a bit of a one-sided interview, this is. I know how politicians feel now, like having words put in their mouth. But now, to be honest, I actually expected 95% of the room to be against me yesterday. And like I said at the end of the match, it was fantastic. I think everybody's actually got... They're all pool players, or they've got a good understanding of pool. So to be honest, it's like really easy for us guys. We can play to the crowd, you know. We can do whatever the crowd get involved. It's fantastic. But yeah, you know... Yeah, I like I'm like the old Strickland of New Zealand pool. People love it when I play well, but they don't like me. But hey, I don't care, you know. That's the game. People don't like you when you win things. When you stop winning, they then like you. Well, I love winners. That's why I love the guy next to me. You know, he's a winner, and I love winners. I support winners. Life's about winning, so let's win.
And Simon, coming to you, tough battle against Des Wilcox last night. I think you admittedly had a bit of a slow start, and then when it got to about 7-all, you really sort of kicked into gear. So just looking to start off with a bang in this match.
Yeah, for sure. I need to start this match how I finished last night. I was just dying for that break to come yesterday against Des. I was really struggling, and I was quite happy to get in at 7-6. I felt like I was winning, even though I wasn't. I felt like Des really played a lot better than me, potted a lot better. He just probably messed up a bit positionally at the end, and I was mopping up frames. You know, it's pretty, mopping up the frames I should win, but I missed quite a lot of pots that I was a bit worried about. And then, yeah, half time came, and I just sorted my shit out, and the crowd got going, and that fired me up, and I sort of found a spark that I feel like I've been missing for a few months, and felt like I was getting a bit closer to my best at the second half of that match. So hopefully I can have that fire again today and go from the start. So it's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, and going back to last year, I mean, your break was such a powerful weapon. Do you feel like you sort of got to grips with the table and the break's back now?
No, I'm confused again now because I came on Thursday night and practiced my break for an hour and probably made the yeller in the middle twice out of about 50 attempts. So I didn't even bother with it yesterday after the first frame. And I've just come today in 5 minutes and got 3 in a row, so I don't know what to do now. But the break I did yesterday worked quite well. There was a few dry breaks, but I think everybody's dry breaking. It's a tough table to break on. New cloth, new rails. Everyone struggled. I mean, Des's break went against him again in the second half of the match, which helped me because I kept that table momentum and kept going, and he was sat in his chair. So the break's always going to be huge in any form of pool, but I mean, last year I sort of had an idea what we're doing, and yesterday some breaks happened, some it didn't, so who knows? That's in the lap of the pool gods, isn't it? So
all right, thanks guys. We'll let the players lag for the break, and we'll hand you over to the commentary team.
Semi-final 2. Nice. Righty-ho, semi-final 2, folks. Just about to start with Bayden Jackson currently racking the balls, the shot maker, up against Simon the postman Singleton. This is a race to 14. Both of these players born in the UK but have both chosen to make New Zealand home. Simon from Preston in Lancashire and Bayden from Derby in Derbyshire. So ex-Kiwis, but ex-Poms, but now they're Kiwis and living at large in New Zealand. Bayden immediately is successful on the break, and let's see if he can get a real start away in this game. And Simon jumped on him last time they played each other in the Great Southern Knockout last year. This was the semi-final match, exactly the same, except a race to 15, and Simon just got away to it early and there was no catching him. But now Bayden Jackson, it's a new year, so it's a new chance for him. Certainly looks in a better mental state than he was last time. And I'm joined by somebody new in the commentary booth, Victor in the first semi-final, and looking to gain as much info as he can on his next opponent, perhaps. Adam Lightning Lilly, welcome. So you would have watched both of these guys warm up and their general attitudes and what they looked like how they carried themselves around the table when they were having a hit. What did you find anything out, if anything at all?
No, just the memory. Both guys have also been here before. Obviously about it's all top two inches from here. I mean, Bayden probably didn't really hit his straps yesterday against Kerry. Managed to get over the line, whereas Simon was maybe a little bit more clinical. Sorry.
Can you repeat all of that?
Oh yeah. Right, we're on now, I think. I mean, like, Bayden probably didn't get off to the amazing start that he would have wanted to yesterday against Kerry. He was a little bit patchy, but Simon just looked his old self and delivered against Des. Good start for Bayden.
Yeah, break and dish sends a statement, doesn't it? And you had several of those in your match this morning against Adam Shaw, who, to be fair, didn't quite look himself, and you guys are great mates, and once you got ahead of him, you were just able to jump all over him, and he never really had a comeback. So the thing for Bayden here is he needs to stay ahead, I think, of Simon. That's the best chance he has of beating him. If Simon can get a lead over him, I reckon Bayden's going to start to really feel the pinch, and he'll start searching a little bit like Adam was, and it could end up getting worse. Is that how you see it?
Yeah, I think in these long races it's just important to kind of forget about the scoreboard. That's what I was trying my best against Adam to do. I knew he wasn't playing well in the back of my mind, and I knew I might get a few more chances than I would normally, so it's just about kind of forgetting the margins and playing every frame as it comes. And I started playing little mini sessions with myself in the end when I'm like 6 or 7 in front against him, and thought, if I can come out of a best of 3, like 1-1 or 2-0, just try not to lose too many of them 2-0 and let him back in. So long races, obviously great to get off to a good start for your confidence and get your arm going, but as it's shown throughout the weekend, maybe apart from my match this morning, most matches the differentials at the start haven't really played a big part. They've all ended up quite close towards the end anyway.
We've had players get to 3 or 4 frame leads and then have that all erode away very quickly. So that was yesterday's lot, really. The match this morning obviously different, but it's fascinating how in a long race you can get those big swings of momentum. We're talking about that with Mike several times, about how 3 or 4 frame leads can vanish, and how you just have to try to keep reminding yourself, don't worry about the score, just play the game as it is, play every shot as it is, even to imagine you behind perhaps. I know that's bringing the score into it, but it's that mentality of train like you're second but play like you're in first.
Yeah, it's a good shot by Bayden. Just push the black there towards the corner hole to hold the white for the middle of the table to give himself a decent shot at this next red. I'd imagine with the way the white swings and kind of throws on this table, he can actually, the shot is on here to play the red up to top left corner, the one that's out towards the middle of the table a bit more. And if you play just below centre, John, the white actually widens and it'll come close to the corner pocket, but then it'll spread back towards the left-hand rail. I'm wondering if he might play that, or if he's just going to try and trickle the one down the rail.
Saw him play a lot of rail shots in practice, so
maybe
I wouldn't be surprised if he would play a rail shot.
Maybe he just tries to glide it in with a bit of running bottom. That's a favoured shot, I think, for Bayden.
There you go. Tara Jackson commenting there. That is Tara, by the way. She has confirmed that.
Oh, he struck that nice. He's a little bit unlucky. He's like I said, he's played it with running bottom just to try and float it down and in the pocket for the next red, but unfortunately just caught a bit too much of the side rail.
So we've got already some support for Bayden, and well wisher for you as well, Adam.
Yeah, thanks for that, Tara.
You watch how these two guys differ so much in the way they approach the game. Simon's so measured, and you expect everything from him to just be silky smooth. Bayden can be quite unpredictable. Certainly emotionally, he's more prone to varying than Simon is, so to speak, but
just taking
his
a
emotions,
little.
if he can stick in control of them, that's the key for him. Whereas with Simon, it's not so much emotions, it's whether he can continue to deliver that cue ball serenely through the white.
It was a 1:30 start, wasn't it? Time did we start?
10 o'clock was your game.
What about this
Your
match?
game was the first semi-final, Adam.
10 a.m, yeah. What time did this match start? I think Tara's asking.
I think 10 to 2. Okay. Okay, that's
Maybe a half chance of the swerve here. Doesn't want
off
to
the rail.
Yeah, doesn't want to hit it too hard. You want to allow for the white to kind of bend. So the less pace you put into this, the more reaction you're going to get out of the white. Oh no, he's gone rail first. It was on.
It was on. It definitely looked on. It's just how much of the red you want to hit to control how much you spread. This doesn't look easy, but it is on, and he's got pretty natural position if he can control.
Looks like
the
he's
white
playing the
ball.
double. No, he played the cut.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to play for the control, or maybe the reverse English to try and check the white up. And
That was a half chance for Bayden there, so maybe put that one to the back of his head, but you want to be taking those half chances against the postman, definitely. Yeah, just a
and a snooker to boot.
yeah. It's got Bayden in trouble now. Just trying to nestle up in behind the red here. Straightened up a bit off the last rail there, so Simon's got his 2 shots. He'll probably just trickle this one down towards the corner hole. Doesn't matter if he misses it.
Yeah, well, I personally thought Bayden played that shot a little too quickly, especially given the fact that these rails do spread. Maybe he would have been better off to take the 5 seconds and really map the shot out better. But having practiced on this table recently, he would know what they do off the cushion, so probably more of a poor shot than anything. He's got half a chance here. Looks like he's left that on.
Yeah, Even so, the black's pretty tied up. Simon complete control of this frame. I think it's just a matter of time when he's going to strike. It's pretty well controlled.
I think what Simon needs to be careful of is that he doesn't end up stuck on one of these yellows, that he stays away from them.
And you're just going to drop this one to the middle and then play the plant. So he looks like he's going to aim a little bit thin on this plant, just to make sure that the yellow does stick over the hole. Oh, he's played that. He's played that pretty.
Probably not as well as he would have liked. I reckon he wanted that second yellow to still be on.
Maybe just another safety coming up.
Imagine so. Just
make
feather
sure
off the spin.
Yep. Yeah, pretty good.
Put Bayden in jail. I can swerve around this. Oh, I see what he was doing. He was trying to swerve around it to make it into a double. With the white off the rail to pot the red in the middle.
I think the shot here for Simon is to put the black onto the yellow, surely, as his free shot, and then just glide back up for the yellow to the bottom corner as we see it.
Got to be careful he doesn't pot the 8 though.
No, he's just bringing the black into play.
Yeah, well
so
played.
Playing it very safe there. I didn't mind the black onto the yellow, to be honest, just float back up table, and then you got the yellow and the black over the hole, but who am I to question Simon? He's a player of his calibre.
Well, the biggest risk with this shot playing the combination is that you pot the black, or alternatively you leave it on the rail and you make it harder than it should be. But Simon's made sure that the black is open for himself and takes the frame to square us off at 1. You reckon that might be a new nickname for Simon if the postman doesn't deliver? Call him the Pie Man. Oh, Adam, you'd be in prime position to answer this question that Anna Sunix has posted.
Yeah, thankfully I managed to get over the line against Adam Shaw there, Anna. What's the score? 14-5? 14-5. 14-5, I think, yeah. I was definitely feeling it out there, even though Adam was struggling a little bit. I know how amazing he can play, and he could have turned it on any minute, so I just had to stay focused every frame and just make sure I keep the scoreboard ticking over no matter what.
Even if you struggle yourself, because I could see you starting to get some white line fever towards the end, and you did extremely well to rein that in and just refocus on what you really wanted to do.
Yeah, I think I've had enough experience now to kind of start to take control of those nerves and mental side of the game. So
Bayden's got a great chance here to just roll this red into the middle pocket, and he's got the angle on the red into the opposite middle to then free that red up that's on the rail. Let's stay away from the yellow, which he's done. That's kind of an in-between angle though, isn't it? If he hits the red or the yellow, he's okay here.
I think he can almost come off the top rail maybe. He might play that with a bit of top and punch it through. And the white should, looking at the angle, he should get close to the top rail and then in behind, push the red out into play, hopefully. No, he's just rolled it, so...
I think he just wanted to be on that red that he's now snookered on, so he could bring it out and play a safety shot that way. It's kind of all or nothing, this, isn't it? If he
Almost looks
What
like
this
he's lining
really
up the double.
misses it. Don't really want to be finishing on a double unless you're sure of it. Doubles are not easy to be sure of unless, of course, you're Adam Lilly in that previous match.
Oh yeah, these tables are just they just slide and react a little bit differently to what we're used to. So the doubling's a little bit tougher, and you've got to kind of find the lines, the new lines, and try and engrave it in your head for those precious situations.
This is a bit of an interclub type shot, isn't it?
Looks like he's trying to play a double long into the top left as we see it. No, he's cutting it, caught the middle draw. So Simon presented an open table, and we've seen it so many times in this form of the game. Go heavy favourite if your opponent misses their last ball, and you've got 7 on the table to hide behind. Yeah, not surprising at all that Simon's just opted for safety straight away to try and
free shot with 7 on the table.
Yeah,
use
just
one
to
of
make sure
those
of it.
just to nudge one of those yellows on.
Probably the one on the side rail as we see it.
Yeah. So
that's
it's
as long as
same
Bayden doesn't pull out something special.
already parallels of the first frame.
That's what I was saying. He was very close to that. That's actually a brilliant shot. Really good shot. We'll be happy with that because he's looks like he might have tied the yellow up a little bit. Might still
Obviously
have
there's an easy snooker there, but
might still have a glimmer of hope.
Yeah, he's not allowed Simon an easy finish, so at the very least he'll get another shot.
Yeah, as long as you don't give away those 2 shots, obviously you're going to make your opponent work.
I don't think he wanted that, but he'll have it. He's trying to just leave it safe, and he would have done too, but no, you pot it, you've got to take another shot. Oh, that's impressive. He might actually pot this one as well. He has potted that one as well. Such a good potter, they even go down when he doesn't want them to. Right, take the third of playing a safety shot, making it look like a pot and not potting the ball. Let's see if he can succeed this time. Makes the rail. Oh, he's done a three-peat. He's done it a third time. Do you reckon he might just pot the next one? Instead of playing a safety and deliberately playing for a safety, you reckon he'll just try and pot this? Say that to no one in particular because Adam's gone away to the loo for a short while. That one there, I'm just wondering again if he was trying to pot it. I counted 3 in a row where Simon was trying to play a safety shot at him and he ended up potting the ball.
Yeah, not bad when you can't miss, is it?
This time he does get the safety. Now Bayden. Is this possible that you could come off that bottom rail and squeeze that red off the yellow into the pocket? Is it possible?
If you were to hit it hard enough and generate enough spin, I'm sure you'd go close to throwing it in possibly, but he's looking at the 2 rail just nestling behind the red here, I think. 1, 2, don't straighten. It straightens off the second, you see, so Simon
have to go quite wide, don't you? Off the first rail. Ugh.
Oh, that's not a good shot at all.
Stevie D, that's an iconic call, that. I've been told that before, how good that call was when Kerry played shots like that.
Bit of New Zealand history. Wouldn't do it.
I still listen to myself on playback and I still cringe at the sound of my voice.
No.
I honestly do. I know I shouldn't because so many other people love it, but I still don't like the sound of my own voice played back.
Oh, not many of us do, John, but You do a great job for the game.
This time he was trying to do it.
What a shot. Shot of the tournament. Shot of the tournament right there.
Oh, I have some of that.
Yep, make sure of it, Tara says. Dead right. Dead right. Gotta put this one. Yep. Well done. Well done.
Beauty.
That right there could be a massive moment in this match.
Bayden Jackson, get some fight about you.
Early days, but that double, that'll get him going. That'll get me going.
Oh, hell yeah, you'd be giving it the bloody fist pump and all, wouldn't you?
What a shot, what a shot.
So, Aaron Lilly is your brother, right?
No relation at all. Good friend though, Aaron. Great guy, good player. Good to see you on the stream, Aaron. Yeah, top bloke.
There was a lot of good shots in that frame. Some of them you weren't intending to pot.
Nah,
some of them you
reels.
were. Oh, hell yeah.
Highlight reel is going to be stacked this year.
Kerry again is going to feature quite heavily, even though he got beaten.
Yeah, some of the shots that he thinks up are quite impressive, though. Dry break there for Simon. Might have been a tad bit lucky. I don't think he's left much for Bayden here. Unless Bayden can maybe throw this red into the middle pocket. White's quite close, but...
Yeah, I think Simon's shanghaied him into that red. I don't know about the one into the middle.
Obviously, yellows are massively favourable here, but not a clear shot at all for Bade. So he's just going to... I think he might just run this through, and the white's going to kind of run towards that other red by the middle as well.
I love this camera angle.
Yeah, that's a good shot. It's a great shot.
Great shot.
Thanks.
It's a great shot of a great shot.
Yeah, thanks for the great shots, Greg Crowdis.
No, you're doing an awesome job, Greg.
Yeah, good starter there for Bade. That'll they're good signs.
You reckon he'll try and use the yellow here for this red that's just underneath the black? That one, yeah. Just as I called it.
Maybe one tough pot here, and it all looks pretty mapped out. I think he might be tempted. I know I definitely would be, taking the red just furthest to the right of the screen as you see it. With one good pot on this, and you got the red to the middle, and then the other two down the other end. So we'll see how he goes about his work here.
No, he's going for the plant instead. Just trying to keep it local.
Oh wow, he's seen them.
Yeah, it's still hard though. Nothing's fallen easy for him. He's had to manufacture everything here.
He's definitely seen the shots well though, John. He looks to be getting down and confident in his stroke, which is a good sign. He looks up for it today.
He jammed himself up here, so he may be trying to play for a snooker behind that other red.
Nowhere near there enough.
Yeah, a lot of people would have looked at that and been scared of the in-off. Not on these pockets.
Yeah, as soon as you catch it halfway down the rail, you're pretty safe. So it's actually really good for stacking holes and the odd safety. You know, if you do want to leave it in the jaws of the pocket. Not that I play many safeties, but it is good to know that the white's not going to glide in or like catch any nap and just hug the rail or anything. Playing really nice and true.
Simon there trying to return the favour. Last time Aaron was asked if he was your dad. Do you remember that?
Oh, far too good looking to be my dad.
Oh dear. That's a bit loose. They're all bad fouls to give away, but that especially was a bad foul to give away.
Yeah, he was definitely in this frame and maybe just a little bit rash. Overhit it a smidge.
Sometimes you do get a bit carried away, don't you, when you've been playing some good shots.
Simon opting to
just mess that red up, eh?
Yeah, try and push it a bit safe.
He's well aware of the attacking prowess that Bayden has, so he's respecting that.
I do remember in my match against Adam just before, had the two shots and it was such a straightforward finish. You feel like you have to take the free ball every time. But I remember just saying to myself, what are you even thinking about? I'm thinking, do I just push one of his reds safe and then just make sure these free balls are pretty much over the holes? But I think it's easy to just get on with it. If they're all there, try not to overthink it and be too clever about it.
You play towards your natural game, don't you? And if you were to be playing the free ball as your free shot, then you'd be playing away from it.
Yeah, the rules are like a little bit different to what we're used to. It was always going to be a matter of who adapted the best this weekend, just like last year. Completely different table to what we're used to, and a set of rules that we don't actually play any time in the year other than this tournament itself. Maybe that's the thing to look at, John, for the Super League.
Making it black ball rules.
Whether we go to black ball or not, I know it's a bit of a political subject.
No, it's a quagmire, isn't it?
Yeah. But maybe just follow suit what's happening elsewhere in the world. I don't know. Do you know? I watched it a little bit here and there. You know, of the time shootouts and the big English money matches and tournaments and whatnot. It does seem the majority of the rule set that they're playing now is black ball. That's very, very rare. That shot from Simon just then, completely misjudged the throw.
Missed the pot as well, and
the
wrong ball went in the pocket.
Wasn't expecting that at all.
Well, just to answer that question or that statement that you put to me, I honestly do think that black ball is the way to go. I know I don't play black ball or two-shot anymore. I only commentate on it, but just these rules are just so attractive looking.
So much more attacking and...
yeah, they look so good to watch on TV, and no doubt if you guys get to grips with the rules, and all of you have this year, all 8 players have...
Oh, that's a mistake.
More fugliness.
He was looking to slide past that red and the white's just squared up, you see, so just tinky little shots that we've all had to deal with all weekend really, but you know, normally if that was a snooker table or a charter club table, you'd never ever touch those 2 reds, but just the spread of the white, and he's run into them. Maybe taking on the plant here, red into the side of the red. Yeah, he's played it, and as long as he gets cover, he'll be happy.
Yeah, that's not bad. It's a reasonable result, isn't it? And your comment that you made about the tail shootout, I think that we need one of those tournaments in New Zealand. I think that's great to watch. It's a bit like 2020 cricket meets pool, but some people will say, well, no, that's not true pool. But it's a spectator sport.
It's the way the world's going. Everything's faster.
Look at this from Simon.
Oh, wow.
He even waved his hand at it. I don't think he was willing to be that lucky.
Incredibly lucky, to be honest.
Looking to hit that yellow, I think, or play a skill shot, but he's ended up far better than he could ever believe.
Yeah, I think I feel for Bayden on that one. Going 3-1 up early doors against someone like Simon as opposed to 2-all is... we won't let it affect him too much because it's still early days. Simon's got to make a good yellow here.
This is where your queuing comes into question once again, doesn't it?
Yeah, you don't even really have to cue them, you know, right through. You just have to kind of hit through the line and just stop it, you know. White ball does all the work and the object ball on these tables, so just like that, hardly even hit it and the white ball will do the work for you.
And he stayed perfectly still on the shot too, and that's so important. Same with the black. So 2 each now, we're squared up.
Yeah, you could hear his fans there giving it the big G, come on. This
I think that was Jacob there.
I think this is going to hot up this match. Yeah, I think it's going to get real hot.
Oh hell yeah, especially playing a guy like Bayden who gives it everything when he wins as well. You can see them, by the way, off to the right of your screen there. It's a bit dark in the room, yes, but Simon's supporters definitely in force, and all wearing the Postman t-shirts. So he's actually managed to get t-shirts made for his following. So I like it, eh? I like how they're all invested in it. I know it looks like it's quite clicky and whatever, but I mean, you buy into it that way, don't you?
Yeah, good on them.
That's a top break. That looked like closer to the 100% break that Simon has. First few that he broke, he only broke at about 60 to 70%, but that one was close enough to the full smash.
Yeah, he's caught it pretty full, and you've just seen the pack kind of. Oh wow. Good nick. Could have been fuller, and he would have been in trouble.
This is a sexy week, kiss, that one.
Yeah.
Not playing for it.
Nah, missed.
Always there.
Completely misjudged the line, and got a healthy wee flick on that ball. So, I mean, the yellow in the middle of the table looks to be the only real problem here. God, he hasn't played that well at all.
Oh, he's covered the bag too.
Yeah. You won't be happy with that. He looks to be, I don't know.
The yellow in the middle.
It's almost like he's. It's weird. He's not de-accelerating through shots, but he's almost like over-accelerating. If you get what I mean. Like he looks.
It's like feather, and then it speeds it up.
Yeah, just a couple of shots now that I've seen, and he just looks a bit twisty.
Yeah, it's that feathering technique, isn't it? It has to
He's got such good foundation, Simon, and you see him when he's in full groove. He's like a machine, you know, a robot. So it's always unusual to see him miss a couple of balls, obviously.
You have to remember that he's not a machine and that he is human. It's just that he's more machine than most of us.
Yeah.
Tara Jackson, I love that. She's a massive supporter of Bayden, of course.
Yeah,
being his wife, but she watches pretty much all of his games, whether it be in person or online, and she makes a lot of noise, but why wouldn't you? Get behind your man.
Well, this is
Tammy Winnett.
Tara recognises that this is a big visit for Bayden. He's obviously led since the start of this match, or been on par with Simon, and it's important to stay there. You need to be really putting these away. Otherwise, he's not going to muck around, and he's going to take the gifts.
He hasn't landed where he's wanted to on that red near the bulk line, though. I think he wanted to get in behind it more and give it more of a kick. It's on the rail, but if he can pot one here and square himself back up on it, which he has, then one more good shot and this frame's still on for him.
Play this confident, will he, with like a trace of bottom and just try and float back down towards across the middle pocket, you know, like cross table, or maybe he's looking at the cut on the red from that angle. That's a good angle that from Greg.
Yeah, and that should liberate the one on the rail.
Yeah, it looks to be naturally flicking off the side of it, maybe. I know, he sees the shot better than us.
Well, of course,
there's a case for both shots here, so just got to back yourself fully in these situations and trust your cue action, I guess.
Yeah, and just play the shot you want. Don't
big shot here.
Worry about anyone else.
This is a really big shot.
Is he on the one down the rail?
He's on the one down the rail. I think he may be wanting to be on the other one.
Looks like it just sort of stuck in the gum, so to speak. No, he's overcut it. I think can't see that, but he's missed it.
At least he's found the pocket.
There's no...
obviously his skill shot's always there.
There is no hanging ball. The rule in Chartered Club, when the ball's right
ball
over
and
the
play.
There is no ball and play rule in this game, so it just gets respotted or put back where it was if it goes down without any interference.
So yeah, I think in these situations, you know, you're desperately looking early to try and get that red in with the skill shot. The less balls you leave on the table, obviously, the harder it gets. So I'm just wondering which ball Simon might be using here, whether he's just going to leave the yellow to hit the red full in the face at the end, or if he's going to try and...
He's going to get on the yellow now by the look of it.
Yeah,
doesn't need a skill shot. He's far too skillful for that.
Yeah. Yeah, missed a trick there.
It's a crutch, isn't it?
When
with
you're
the
at
ball
the
over
table, you
pocket
see
like
all the
that.
balls a lot easier, you know, than in the booth here, I guess. Just an easy one rail for the yellow to corner here, I think. Don't do anything special.
It can be a crutch with the ball over the pocket like that to automatically think skill shot. But if there's somewhere behind it that you can land, then take the skill shot out of your mind and find a ball to play to land yourself on it. Sure as.
Looks to be going 3-2 up here, Simon Singleton. The postman.
There he does. I don't think he was too happy at the way he cued either that shot or the one before, though.
I don't think it was that shot in
his-
particular. He's just maybe questioning his cue action in general at the start of this match. But yeah, like I said earlier, he's 3-2 up and he's made a few mistakes, and Bayden just hasn't quite capitalised on every mistake. So
once again, we've got a lot of sponsors to thank. Please take advantage of these people. If you ever find yourself needing someone like this for whatever reason, then please do it. Didn't get much of a chance to read them all out, but you see
it's
them
important
there.
to stay warm coming into winter. So need more firewood for your firewood. And
See the Bowens, see the Monkey Man.
maybe it's
get you
time
some
for a new
trees.
queue. Maybe it's time for a new queue. You're not happy with your current queue and you want a bit of an upgrade. Maybe a personalised queue to suit you. Exact weights, measurements, grains, the lot. Go and see Adam Shaw. Handmade, beautiful handmade queues. Very, very fine work that he's doing with those. And to say that he's only been doing it, like a year, if not that, now that me and Jojo managed to win one yesterday, a break queue, and the workmanship, it's evident just looking at it. It's a beautiful piece, so I definitely recommend Adam Shaw queues. If you want to lose a bit of weight, maybe get a healthy mind, live a healthy life, go and see Rangiora Anytime Fitness, and of course Mike Hayes Q Sport Coaching, I think, as well.
To make your queuing healthier.
Yeah. Who else are we missing? Kevlar Homes, major sponsor.
Home imposed.
Yeah, invested in our game, which is awesome news. A big step forward for New Zealand pool, definitely Kevlar Homes.
And
If you're looking to buy a house, go and see Kevlar Homes, or
And
even
all-
get one built.
And then you've got On Queue, of course, with this lovely stream.
Of
and
course,
table.
number one for all your pool needs, or snooker, Q Sports and general. Go and see On Q.
New Zealand Pool Promotions as well, top right of your screen, they have done some amazing work in setting this up. Without the five of them, this thing doesn't even get a show, so give them all the love and support. And also this venue as well, the Racecourse Hotel and Motor Lodge in Sockburn, Christchurch. Brilliant place to hold this tournament.
Beautiful food and drink as
Yeah,
well.
hell yeah.
Great, lovely bar staff and waitresses, waiters. Yeah, really, really good place to play. I know you guys expect us to just say this because we're, in the commentary booth, no, we do genuinely mean everything that we're saying. We recommend these guys highly to be where we are. With these guys' help, it's obviously massive, but what they do professionally and all their in their trades and professions is, we definitely recommend it for anyone seeking any of those perks from our sponsors.
Well, that's what they're there for, isn't it? They want your business, so they've given us their business, their time, their money, so give them back some love.
Yeah, really good businesses though.
DB Breweries as well for a lot of the alcohol and any of the other signage and money that they've put in, keeping the pool players and all the spectators watered.
Yes.
Thirsty bunch, aren't they?
Starting to look a little ominous now for Simon. It's kind of just going about its work now. It looks like the black does pass Taro.
Small white ball, eh?
Yeah. Looks like he's just going to run this one through. And he looks to be pretty much in line with it. So, yeah, ominous, I think. Yeah, that camera angle's actually quite...
What was Bayden looking for?
Yeah, obviously just questioning, is it close? Should we get a ref to watch it? Which is well within his means to do that. I'd be doing the same if it was close. He's coming at a look, and obviously it's Simon can strike at full ball. So, yeah, as you can see, the red not even moving there. So he's played a fair shot and extended his lead to 2. First time in the match.
Also, I think what Bayden was trying to do there, that was maybe a bit of gamesmanship as well. It's just trying to slow Simon down slightly by, it's a legit thing to have a look at a shot like that and maybe ask, do you need a referee?
Yeah, of course.
But in doing so, he possibly upsets Simon's rhythm just enough to throw him off the pot. It's a legit tactic, though, folks. There's nothing wrong with that.
So Bayden will really be hoping for a good break here, get a ball down, and he hasn't found one.
Oh,
at least
everything's gone ugly. Is there a plant on the yellows?
Yeah, saying that if it's a straight plant, you can get that other problem yellow out straight away. So Simon with first visit in this frame. It's a big frame for Bayden. Get back within 1, keep it close, keep on his heels, because you don't want to let this guy run away.
Oh, he's not even bothered about it. I think he's just playing safe. He's tried to hide that, but he's not done a very good job. It's like an elephant behind a tree. There's a good number of balls on here. Red's the big one that he's looking at.
Oh. Yeah, just gone to flick a little bit of side on it, and obviously it straightens up. The side doesn't transfer as much as the bigger white. It looks like he's played one of my specials there. I've done a couple of those this weekend. Thankfully it hasn't cost me too dearly, but yeah, you just got to strike right through the line of the shot. I'm finding on these tables, whenever you're trying to flick little bits of side, or especially stun side, you try to punch one in with a bit of side, it won't throw into the object ball at all. So you got to really strike through the line of the shot and be curing sweet along with it as well.
It always looks ridiculous when you miss it by that much.
Yeah,
but
it's just what we're used to. Like it's muscle memory at the end of the day. That's what we do, every day of the week. Just about when we're practicing, we're playing shots like that, and we know how to throw balls in and manoeuvre. But you come to a table like this with balls like this, and it is a bit foreign, and a lot of the shots, you're not completely aware what the white's doing, or the object ball for that matter. So
Tara just saying that's not how Bayden plays. As far as perhaps deliberately trying to throw Simon off his rhythm with the 8, I have seen it used as a tactic before, Tara. I'm not suggesting at all that he was deliberately trying to do it. I'm just saying that it has been done before. So, I mean, at the end of the day, Simon potted the ball quite well and didn't even look close. But sometimes it's those little things that you can do that it doesn't take much mental shift for somebody to miss a seemingly easy shot.
It looks like he lost the white just a tad there. Not enough to cause major problems, obviously.
One good shot straightens us up here.
Yeah, I think he'll just try to drop this red into the top corner, or even the red into the middle. Just drop it in, leave yourself an angle on either to get back down for the black.
I reckon he takes the red into the middle and just takes his medicine here. He's going to have to hurry up, whatever he does.
Yeah, I don't like these dinky little cuts. I struggle to hold the white completely, especially for this red back to the middle. Oh, he's played that. Yeah, you see,
it looked like he played it really well, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, and then the white just keeps rolling once the Simon special. We saw this shot last year. Doesn't want to get too much side into it, but I think the shot is to play screw around off 2 rails. Just missed the yellow, possibly. Yeah, he's tried to do it there, and he's just de-accelerated through the shot, but he's been pretty fortunate actually to get the flick that's taken the white across the table to leave himself a shot on the black. he was just trying to screw past that yellow and then come off 2 rails, going back down for the black. You saw him do it last year, he played the shot beautifully.
I was pointing it out on the screen. It's almost like we needed a telestrator.
Yeah,
he's so good at that shot normally.
Make sure you like and subscribe to the page, guys, and then we can actually get the lines for you so that we can draw the lines of the shots, which will be...
Bang! Down she goes. What a shot. 5-2. Simon Singleton in the lead versus Bayden Jackson.
Like and subscribe to On Cue, this stream you're watching, guys, if you're not already. Takes 2 minutes to sign up to YouTube as well. You can comment and watch our live streams, get notified whenever we go live. So definitely worth having a YouTube account and subscribing to us, because it's only going up from here. Last year was just the start, and as you can see, this year it's even bigger and better. Every year is just going to get even more exciting for us, and you guys as part of the pool family, definitely. I know, I'm going to admit it right now, John, I am not liked and subscribed to OnQ on the streaming page on YouTube, but tonight I'm going to go home, well, probably not tonight, because I might have a couple, but in the next couple of days I'm going to go and make a YouTube account, and just so that I can like and subscribe to OnQ with all the work that they do, so that we can advance from there.
I have a YouTube account, but I'm guilty as well. I haven't subscribed to it either.
So you're going to go home and do that as well this weekend?
Yeah, definitely.
As are you
Practice
guys,
what you preach,
because then we can advance our commentary a bit, and we'll be able to get the old lines like you see on the snooker, draw the lines for you guys, try and show you a couple of shots, and helps so much.
Yeah, thank you for that, Tane. Yeah, it's just off the cuff, really. I don't actually have anything written down to say in specific scenarios. I just basically, it's all off the top of the dome. I have written something down here for later on, but you'll see me read that out when the time comes. Apart from that, though, I just spitball everything. So you can do it too. I mean, sometimes it sounds like rubbish, but most of the time I hope it sounds fine.
Yeah, you're a pleasure to sit alongside, John. Your passion and even your knowledge for the game is second to none. And that's why we trust you in the booth when we're out there playing. You know we're in good hands.
Speaking of trust, someone's got heavy trust in me to make the shot to win a table. Baz Kroon, I think he won the raffle, and he's asked me to take the shot for him, and holy crap, I'm sweating bullets. It looks like an easy shot. It always looks like an easy shot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But I don't like long straight shots, so I'm going to be giving myself an angle to play that.
Just power it. Just
like you did with the double on the black last night.
Oh, Jikariko. Amazing. That's actually my brother, John. Good to see you on stream, Pez. If you get the chance, like and subscribe. I know that you have a YouTube account, so like and subscribe to this page, and you'll get notified when I'm on tonight. Yeah, thanks. Thanks heaps for support, brother.
Thank you, Omoko boy.
Oh, we're off to the casino tonight as well, Perry, and we're off into town, so come down to the Riccarton Racecourse before I finish the final, and we'll all head out, eh?
Guys are all going to get slizzard and go out.
Yeah, we're going to get slizzard.
Big shot this for Bayden. Screw that back and get an angle. Is that alright?
He's on yellows, isn't he? So I think if you almost just cheat the clock a little bit here, John, and a little bit of bottom right hand side, he might be able to float back across onto the side rail to leave the yellow into the top left corner as we see it on screen. I'm guessing that's the shot that he'll play. I think that's the shot that I play. Screw back just across to here if you can cheat it slightly. By his head, his left ear, that's where if he can cheat it enough.
Or even, here's one, even if you're queuing powerfully enough, top left, smash it in and try to come off the rail.
Yeah, the white just dies so much, I don't even think that's...
Or use something use something.
He's actually got a perfect angle here, because I think with potting this yellow, he's going to slightly just wick off the side of the red and hopefully catch the yellow fairly full and keep it around that corner hole. That's also a good angle there from Greg. That shot might not be on. We'll see what he does. Big shot. He's tried to play it off the red, hasn't he?
Flick it off the red.
Yeah, he's caught that way too thin, so at least he's blocked the side rail, keeping things fairly tight, so it's not straightforward here for Simon.
I think what annoys players in that situation that Bayden's in is that he's relinquished the table when he had an awesome chance to finish that frame, and even though he's actually left not much on, he's surrendered the table when he's in position of strength. Both up. That's right. Sure. It has to be more than that.
Make sure you share the page, guys. The amount of people that don't actually click on and realise that there's even a tournament being played this weekend is actually quite astonishing. So yeah, definitely make sure that you share the page on Facebook. So that others can obviously enjoy the stream as well and get involved. Who knows, some young kid might just jump on, watch a little bit of this tonight, and he might be the next New Zealand champion in 10 years' time, you never know. So
be inspired enough to take up the sport.
Yeah, share it around.
Always need more Q Sports players, especially the younger Q Sports players.
I'm actually going to love you and leave you, John, and make way for a New Zealand legend, and not in this sport, but actually in cricket. We've had him on before, Mr. Chris Harris. Absolute pleasure to have him take an interest in our game. Massive advocate for Paul, and I'm sure he'll be great to have in the commentary box alongside the voice. So thanks for your time, John. Hopefully this match can get a little bit tighter rather than Simon running away, but obviously we love to see tight matches and a little bit of drama here and there. So all the best to Jacko, and I love you and leave you. Thanks everybody.
Cheers for that, Adam. You folks are in for a treat in a moment. So I have the pleasure now of introducing an absolute legend of New Zealand cricket. 250 one-day internationals, 203 wickets, and 4,379 runs at 29 plus. The fact that he was an absolute panther in the field. The one and only Christopher Sinzan Harris.
What a lovely introduction, thank you. That brings back some fond memories. It's great to be here though watching this.
Did you ever get called that full name when you were in trouble?
All the time, especially from my mother.
Christopher!
Yes, got that far too much.
Oh, you were a bad boy, were you?
No, I was pretty well behaved, but I knew when I was bad because that's when that came out.
Yeah, mums are good for that, eh?
It's a bit of a tight frame, isn't it?
Yeah, there's been a few of them today, but these guys are both generally attacking players, and this particular frame's been one of those where discretion's been the better route to travel. And he's gotten a bit lucky there, I think. He's held his hand up as if to say sorry. But yeah, what have you been doing with yourself recently, Chris?
Well, not playing enough pool to be at the level that these guys are, but no, just working really, trying to play a bit more golf, which I'm loving. Just again, it's a bit like this sport. It's one of those frustrating sports. You have to practice a lot to get any sort of gains. And but look, I'm really enjoying this frame because I actually quite like it when you've got two attacking players that are normally quite good at open potting to go into a defensive frame of mind, test their skills at next level, and both of them so far have played this frame pretty well. No one's giving anything, are they?
No, they're not, and the cerebral part of this game is still very much on. I know it's black ball and the rules are more adept for attacking play, but for the player who's willing to pull their socks up and just play safe and win the frame that way, there are rewards to be had. If you watch a lot of two-shot, then many of those frames are more defensive, a bit like snooker, especially at the start of the frame. So it's great to see players have more than one dimension, and when they go to play in World Championships, which no doubt we'll see when the time is right, then this is going to stand them in good stead when they get put in these positions.
Is it fair to say that the shot clock seems to get a lot more tested in these defensive frames?
Yes.
It always seems to go to the wire, and you just need that little bit more time.
Both players have used their extensions as well, so you get 30 seconds. So once that beep starts to go, and then the 5 following it, then you really got to get on your bike.
If you've used your extension and then the clock actually runs out, is that a ball in hand?
No, it's a foul, but what it is, it's called a free visit. So you can either have the cue ball where it lies, and you have a free shot where you can play any ball on the table you want, even the black, but not pot the black.
Yeah.
And then, because the two shots don't carry, then your next visit to the table is just a regular shot. Oh, beautiful. Simon starting to turn it on here. It's that lovely flick of the switch just after you've played a safety battle to be able to turn it on and start attacking.
Yeah, it's always a tough decision that, like, you've been in a defensive mindset for quite a period, and then to get obviously what he considered a reasonable opportunity and to take it, it's put him obviously in a great position here to dominate this frame.
And one other thing a player can do if they have a free shot is they can request the cue ball in hand and place it behind the headstring and play their free shot from there. So they've actually got the option, and many players have taken it and taken advantage of it this year, and something that the players, all 8 players in fact, have done so very well is they've used the rules beautifully. We had players last year who seemingly didn't know the rules, and it didn't make for good gameplay when you weren't playing to the rules, but this year it's been much better. Well, Simon jogged to that black like he was double parked, and either that or the cabbie was paying double fare for him, so get that in and get 6-2 ahead.
I thought that second to last red into that middle pocket was a little bit tricky, and he took his time on it, but he put himself in beautiful position.
And impervious to the shot clock going off as well. One thing that's caught a few players out in this tournament is that they hear those beeps going and they think they've got to hurry everything up, but they don't. They just have to play normally and know that they've still got time.
Yeah, it could be a little bit off-putting, that 10-second beat.
Oh, hell yeah, especially if you're not used to it. But these guys are both used to be pros on the English circuit, or at least semi-professional, so they're used to the shot clock.
Yeah, it certainly hasn't looked as though it's affected them yet, and I guess it's something like you said, once you get used to it, it's fine, but it's just the players that aren't used to it, get a little bit of a change. Anytime you bring something new in, it just takes a little bit of time to adapt.
Yeah, this is again looking ominous for Bayden, isn't it? Simon's got an open table after Bayden broke and didn't pot a ball, so again he's got a chance to establish himself in this frame and maybe even win it with a few good shots.
It just feels like Simon's in the absolute zone, isn't he? He's just playing, he's on a bit of a roll, up 6-2. It's going to be very tough for Bayden to come back, but as you know, this game can turn so quickly. Bayden gets a good run, sinks a couple of good pots, gets in the flow, and quickly he could eradicate that 4-frame gap.
Well, everything's coming off the middle of the bat, isn't it, as well, and he's just so sure of stroke play. I know I'm setting himself up for a big fall here, perhaps.
He feels like he's not out 70, doesn't he, and he's in good conditions and the bowlers are struggling.
Exactly, and he's seeing it like a basketball.
And the holes look twice the size, or the pockets.
I like that as well, that he's still aware enough of his game to just stand up if he doesn't like the look of something.
Yeah, that to me wasn't so much more about the pot, it was more about the position on his next shot, wasn't it? He's just worried about running into those yellows as he has.
Yeah, he hasn't left that red on that he ran into, but he's still got time, and he's still got reds on the table to work back for.
Just wonder if he's going to go up the table here or take it on in the middle. Looks like he's going to run it up the table.
Corner. It does go past the yellow. Wait. Oh, Jenny Craig, beautiful.
It's a lovely touch, isn't it? Just have enough pace on it and control the white.
Oh, anyone would be happy to have that sort of touch in this game. It is a feature of Simon's general players that, you know, you can see him smash balls in for fun, but his touch game to dial it back is impressive, and you need a good combination of both to succeed at this level.
Just looking forward to see how he's going to get back on this last red, obviously with quite a few balls on the table. There's a few things in his way.
There's lots of potential mines to step on, isn't there?
Yeah.
Just trying to think how much angle he's got, even if you chance it to come across the two long rails and go in between the red and the middle of those three reds on the sort of top left of your screen there.
I think you've called it. That's exactly what he's looking to do, I think.
1, 2. I'm tracking the white ball here. I know he's missed the pot. That's what he was aiming for. He missed the pot, but the intent was very clear.
Quite a lot of risk involved in that, because he certainly didn't set himself up, did he? Even if he had made the pot. Perhaps this is Bayden's opportunity.
Exactly.
Balls are looking pretty good, aren't they, for him?
Oh hell yeah, this is the chance, and Bayden knows it too. You look at the focus on his face. Be a wee bit of pressure off if he makes this clearance.
Yeah, even these two being seasoned professionals, be absolutely assured there's still that pressure. He knows how important this frame is.
Oh, he'll be calm on the outside, but he'll be bricking it on the inside. Get away from the yellow, get away from the yellow. I think he's okay.
It was the hand in the air.
Yeah.
He went further than he went to, but fortunately he got lucky.
And got a good bump on the yellow that time, although he would have been fine without the bump because it would have ran past and still been in position.
I actually think he was looking for that.
Oh yeah.
All
as well, it ended well then. Just a stunning shot here for the black.
Oh, beautifully played. That'll give him confidence. Well, it was the kiss of death.
Yeah. Down it goes, and he needed that so badly, didn't he? Something that Stevie D knows all so well, and it's so true with what he says. So 3-6 to Simon Singleton.
Oh, that was a crucial frame. You feel as though if Simon had won there, he's just running away with it. But now Bayden's got to believe he's just got himself right back in this game.
The confidence with which Bayden took that frame as well, even though he's behind, well, was behind 6-2, he's still in the zone. He hasn't had much table time, but he's still in a good zone, and that bodes well for him. If he can get some more table time, he can do that again and again and really get some sort of headway in this. I feel we needed some people with makeup brushes and what have you to be surrounding us before that photo was taken. Well, maybe for me, not so much for you.
I've got a cap on, so I'm hiding all my imperfections.
Well, the fact that you've got more hair than I do.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh, receding hairline for the win.
So another great opportunity here for Bayden. Gained that confidence from that last frame, and here he's at the table.
Oh hell yeah, he'll want to stay at the table too. He'll be like a limpet on a ship. You have to prize him off.
Oh, woof. How costly may that be?
Just going to quickly send a message to my mate here to tell him that you guys need to start watching this if they're not already. They actually missed out on listening to you last year, Chris, when you were on, and they were kicking themselves, and I'm going to kick themselves if I don't remind them of it this year.
I just got a text in someone saying that on my Wikipedia page it doesn't say that I play pool or commentate. Well, I do play a little bit of pool, obviously not to this level, although I'd love to. And obviously dabbling in a little bit of commentary. Not normally pool, but love it. Love watching any top level sport, either whether it's live or on telly.
Oh, Get In, I love it too. Get In is exactly what that did too.
That was a class shot. That could have easily have not gone down, but yeah, it's just showing the confidence that Simon has at the moment. Oh, that's a nice shot as well. Stunned it back into the yellow. Just surveying his options here. The reds look pretty open at the far end of the table.
This is going to be the transition, isn't it, from this end of the table to the other. If he can make this without any damage, then he's a favourite for the frame. Oh, that's a goal.
That's a wonderful shot, isn't it, to get through that gap. That's what he was worried about. We played it beautifully.
He does that so well in general, is to pick that path of the white ball where he most wants to get it, even though it's risky, and having the confidence to go through with the shot. I know I'm starting to sound like I'm waxing lyrical about him, but when you watch the shots that he's playing, it's hard not to. Just off straight on this red. He's got to be careful he doesn't drift too far off and be behind that yellow that's midway between the middle pocket and the red on the other side of the table. He's played that very well. He should be able to get this white ball past the yellow on either side and be on for the black in that corner pocket, top left of your screen.
He could almost just straight cut this in and just let the white roll out to where it is now.
Yeah, fast table though and reactive cushions. I think you need to use the rails on that, and he's done so beautifully.
Yeah, he certainly used one more rail than I would have.
Dare I say, that's probably why you and I are both here and not out there. 7-3 Simon Singleton.
Yeah, nice frame just to, from his point of view, to get things back on track. He felt he missed an opportunity in that previous frame that he gave to Bayden. And now back in control again.
Yes, stem the flow of blood, isn't it? Bayden at the moment's leaking quite badly, so he's going to need to do something just like what Simon's done. He's still there for it though. you never feel he's far away from it. He just needs to be at the table longer, and he can do it too.
It's just really hard. I always find it's really hard when you get, well, he's not too far behind, but when you're a wee bit behind and you know you've got to perhaps take shots on that you perhaps wouldn't normally, just to get yourself back in the game. And that obviously creates more opportunities for Simon. But as you said, he just needs to get on a roll.
Needs a ball off the break, there's Bayden, and he got one.
He got a couple.
Oh, this is promising. Look how well they've spread.
Take your pick.
Good call, Michael. I need to answer that phone. You just called it. Get away from the yellow. I feel like that old man asking all the teenagers to get off his lawn. Just a pint of Coke Zero. Do you want a drink with it?
Oh, actually, I've got a Coke. Just a little bit. Yes, please.
Thank you, Adam Shaw, for that. He's getting Chris and I a drink.
Non-alcoholic, of course.
My last one was. My last one was a whiskey and Coke Zero, and it went down a treat.
It's good for the throat.
It is actually. It's good for the voice. Just helps me to get some articulation going.
Get a little bit more raspy, a bit more like Rod Stewart.
Yeah, well, I'm not so much raspy as much as just dry, and it almost sounds like I've not got a second tone to my voice, but it helps me to actually think about what I'm saying as well, funnily enough. Oh, Jan Franklin, there you go. Chris?
Have I played much snooker, and what was your highest break? No surprise to people who play snooker. I obviously played a little bit of, that's a bit tight. Played a little bit of cricket in England and played a lot of snooker over there. I think my highest break was 47. So not in this league of these guys, and to do that I was practicing probably 4 times a week. I haven't played for a long time. Oh yeah, gosh, I hope he's left himself a chance here.
I think this is a touching ball. So he's going to have to play away from this. He can't play directly into the ball if it's touching. He's got to make a rail and then hit it if he wishes to pot it in the middle pocket. Yeah, the rule is for a touching ball, Chris, is you must play away. You can't actually move the ball with the cue ball. So you can play directly into one of these yellows here if it's touching, because it counts as you having contacted the red. Tried it, wasn't far away, but no ding.
Well, that was exactly what we were talking about. That was a wonderful opportunity for him to get back to 4-7, and now it's given Simon the opportunity to get back to the table, who's he's supremely confident at the moment, potting well, and he'll know that this is an opportunity that he didn't think he was going to get.
Yeah, I reckon he was sat in his chair and thinking that he was going to watch the rest of the frame from it. Yeah, use your extension. Even early on, if you don't like the look of something or you want more time to look at it, then by all means use your extension. You've got it for a reason.
You get another 30 seconds, don't you?
You do. But you only get one extension per frame. Didn't really want to marry those yellows up. Did want where the white ended up, but he didn't want the yellows to be so close to each other. Bayden looks like he's going to try an inside-out cutlass past the 8.
Tough shot.
Oh. Watch out. No, he's gotten away with that.
He's got very lucky there, hasn't he?
Well, that wasn't even in the same area code.
No, I was going to say that was a long way off if he was trying to inside cut that into that corner.
Aiming for Aranui and ended up in Hornby there.
It's quite a difference.
Oh hell yeah, that's across the city. North Shore and ended up in Manukau for all of you Aucklanders.
that was like an attempted pop by Simon, but knew that he was going to leave the white safe.
Yeah, buck each way.
Yeah. Don't mind that. Oh, lovely shot.
Got the split, and that's an awkward leave, and Simon taps the table to say good shot. You'd have to think he'd just try to play a snooker here, surely. Leave him in jail behind the 8.
Might just want to try and get the other yellow off the cushion, yeah. Not far enough.
No, you can still see that. I don't think he can pot it though. If he can see enough of it for a double, he'll definitely go for it. Only needs to be able to see about 3/4 of this on the right hand side.
Oh, he's missed that.
Yeah, so chucks deuces up in the air to say he's fouled.
Well, that's going to be costly.
Yeah, he obviously couldn't see as much of that as I thought he could. I like what Simon's done there as well. He's pushed that red near the rail and brought his yellow out.
I think
so that was his free shot that he's used.
That was the one he was worried about, wasn't he? And he's just now brought it out in the open. And now he can see, I think in his mind he's planned this whole frame right down to the black.
Yeah, you talk about with the best players that they work their way backwards from the black to the first ball they're playing, and they map a clearance out that way.
But that's the big difference when I'm playing. I'm just mapping out, trying to get onto the next ball. Obviously you worry about the pot, but trying to go to the next ball. But these guys are thinking 4, 5, 6 shots, or as you said, right through to the end.
Well, they're looking 4, 5, 6 shots ahead, but they're able to compartmentalise it and focus on playing the one shot in front of them. So they've been able to develop their brains to do that, and that comes with a lot of practice.
Yeah, I think that pressure that Simon's putting on Bayden is just making it, I know they're obviously both professionals, but it just makes it so much harder because he knows if he gives him half an opportunity, the way Simon's playing, he's going to take it. And there's another great example of it.
Got the choice of yellows here, but you would think he'd want to stay close to the black. But then again, if he can go across table and across table, and either way he goes, it's still very much on there.
I like that option better, just less risk involved. I just think if he'd left that other one down at this end, chance of getting almost too close to the black perhaps.
Yeah, he's got pretty much the same shot again.
Lovely.
Oh, it's serene. It's absolutely serene. Omorka Boy saying that he used to live in Hornby himself.
That's the other big difference I see as Simon cleans up again, goes to 8-3 as amateurs or love to play pool but not that good at it, is how many good shots you have to play to get a frame in. What these guys do so well is they get themselves in position, and then their next shot, because of the quality that they've got and the control of the white ball, they make all the shots, where possible, quite easy. And, you know, to the point, straightforward, that even amateurs could pot them. But it's just their positioning, their positional play is what really impresses me.
Well, they just make everything look easy because they can, and because they practice the potting and the position so much, then it just becomes second nature, and then they get experience playing in tournaments, and then they're able to handle the pressure of being able to do it in a cooker situation. Look out for the cue ball, look out for the cue ball. Still a foul and a free shot if you're going off the break, by the way. So it's quite cruel.
I'm feeling a bit of a novice now. If Simon had sunk a red there, or a yellow, could he then play a red?
Yes.
So it's
it doesn't matter what you
free ball.
No. If you pot the ball off the break,
you can choose what colour you want.
You can choose what colour you want. You don't have to nominate, and whatever you pot, then, unless you put one of each set, those balls are called in play, so you're on those balls for the rest of the frame. So he could have potted that red there, even though he was going for the yellow, and he'd be on reds for the frame, but because he hasn't potted anything, it's still an open table. Bayden can choose whichever set he wants.
Well, yellow's looking the better set at the moment, isn't it?
Definitely. Lots of reds married up to each other, and you've got the red that's near the yellows and the two reds near the rails, and Bayden's got an opportunity here to get down the other end and really work into those yellows that are stuck.
You've got angles now to separate these two that are together, or he's got the option to crash into them, I guess.
Maybe. I'm just thinking maybe the bottom yellow of those two near the black spot, if that's on. If he can take that, he may be able to just move the other yellows away from the red and make them all on. It's a bit of a risky shot though.
Yeah, now that's created that opportunity that you were talking about, hasn't it?
Or he could play the yellow that's just above the red. He's obviously got it all mapped out in his head, so I'm suggesting one shot, and obviously he's on a different plane, so they don't always take the shots that we suggest.
No, it's the one concern for me here is the yellow just above the red. I think he's mapping out his mind where he's going to do that and how he's going to play that. I think he's probably going to leave that to last.
Oh, he'll have to, but what he'll want to do here is just be off straight
like
on
that.
the yellow just to the left of the red.
Now he's going to get a wee kiss onto the red, perhaps.
No, I'd say you want to run quite full into the yellow.
Into the yellow, I like it, yeah.
Take it off the rail and be on for the middle or corner pocket. Screwing off it to make the same shot. Very nice.
That'll make him feel better.
Oh hell yeah, it worked out beautifully for him. That's lovely touch as well. I was saying before about how he only needs the table time to be dangerous.
Well, you know, with most of these players now that are at this stage of the tournament, they get on a roll. Wow, it can be hard to stop. Like you said, table time and just queuing. So important. Just to get into a rhythm.
You like a bit of Wu-Tang Clan there, Chris?
A bit of what, sorry?
Wu-Tang Clan.
What's
the
that?
song playing now. No, you don't.
No.
The sound of that.
Well, I mean, actually, I don't mind it.
I'm sorry to say.
Not my favourite, but no, love music, so as long as it's got a reasonable beat, I can get into it. And here I am, tapping my foot and nodding my head, so don't mind it.
It's got beat, doesn't it? And it's classic hip-hop.
You obviously like it, because you named it.
I know the song. I've got it on my Spotify playlist.
You got it on permanent loop?
No. No, then it would get boring, because that's all you'd hear. I've got just over 500 songs on my Spotify right now, and
is that
I
on
know
your playlist?
Yeah, my liked songs. I need to put them all into playlists, but I know people who have got several thousand.
So even with 500, have you ever gone from 1 to 3 to 500? And how long would that take? A couple of days, probably.
Yeah. It's about 2,000 something minutes, so there's 1,440 minutes roughly in a day, so it's about 1.5 days.
Like you with Spotify, it depends on the mood that you're in to what song you put in at the time when you add to your list?
It does, and whichever song I like that I decide to search for and add. But yeah, when I'm at work, for example, I just put a wireless earbud in so I can hear out of my other ear what's going on, and I just set it to shuffle play so it plays anything and everything that I've got.
Nice. That was a great invention, that shuffle play.
Hell yeah. Country and Western fan, Chris.
You are, or am I?
You.
Not a big one.
Neither. All good for those who are?
Yes. Would never buy a ticket to a country and western concert.
Not my style of music, I'm afraid.
But in saying that, I mean, there's some songs I like.
Ooh, Missy.
Oh, is it that we opportunity that Bayden wanted.
That was an open table and he missed, so he did that in the last frame as well off his own break.
It wasn't just the miss, it was sort of, for these guys, how much it missed by.
Yeah, he overcut it by some distance.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, he nearly went off.
Wow. He hit that harder than I thought he was going to do.
I think he had a different idea to what we did.
Yeah, and normally his ideas generally work out better than ours, but that looked certainly like it had an element of risk.
You have to take the risks in these games. You could screw off this and develop that yellow on the rail here.
Ooh.
No, he didn't actually want to run full bore into it. He just wanted to give it just enough of a nudge for it to be on in the middle.
And to be fair, that was quite close. He was just trying to clip it, wasn't he? So just take it off that rail.
Subtle.
Still a wonderful opportunity here.
Oh, is that Tara? That's Chloe Jackson, by the way. That's Bayden's daughter, but it's actually his wife Tara posting the comment. So yeah, Tara, you were saying that he was trying to get the red out of the way. Was that the first shot he took into the middle pocket there? Trying to give us an insight on what he was attempting on that first shot that he played.
Oh, okay, so we thought he, yeah.
Double. Look out for the double here.
So she's saying he's trying to get the red off the rail, so I opened up that yellow. This is a big shot.
Yeah. Oh, he's absolutely fanged it. And he'll be really annoyed with himself as well because they're not guaranteed the doubles, but
I knew as soon as he hit that he was offline, didn't he?
So poorly hit. Maybe he just miscued it off the rail. Long red first up. I wonder if he's respecting Bayden a bit here. In case he misses, he's not leaving anything easy. Because if he'd stopped that somewhere near the bulk line, Bayden would have still been snookered even if he missed. Oh, lovely touch.
He was obviously looking to leave that little bit of angle so he can get onto this one on the rail, I guess. Or to give himself a couple of options.
I reckon it's this ball and then that one inside the bulk area. I actually reckon he might have undercued it. So he's having to sort of slice it and maybe get onto a different red for that red inside bulk.
But it still worked out alright for him because he had a couple of options, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. That red that's on the rail to the left hand side of his screen, that's going to be the one that's the real issue now. He might have to give himself some angle on this red to the right. Or maybe even just screw it straight back. I thought maybe some angle to go across the table and maybe get in between the yellow and the red to be on that red on the rail.
If he gets down to this other red that's out more in the middle, can he not get the angle then just to get right behind that one on the rail? Or just off it?
Yeah, possibly.
Oh no, this could be brilliant. Or not.
Flick.
Oh. A little bit closer than he wanted to be? Or wasn't hard enough?
Wait, no, he overhit it. He actually wanted that to stop probably between the ball and the middle pocket. But he's just hit it so well that it's ended up almost kissed up to the ball.
So this is where Bayden's sitting down, he sits up in a seat a little bit more.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Just makes the rail, he's looking to just be a nuisance there. Bayden might have a go at this to cut it in the middle and see if he can get 2, maybe 3 rails and break the red and the yellow away there.
Oh.
If he wants an attacking shot.
I like that option. So cut this into the middle and run the white down into those red and yellow ball. Oh no.
Wait for it.
Oh, that's a good result.
I think he'd take that with a side of salad any day.
I reckon that's a hand in the air, isn't it? As you walk away.
Yeah. No intent whatsoever to do that.
To be fair, I think Bayden deserves a little bit of luck. I like the fact that he's being aggressive and attacking, and generally when you are aggressive, sometimes it's got to run your way.
Yeah, generally it's a when eagles dare sort of scenario, and when you do dare to play a shot, then more often than not you do tend to get the little rubs go your way. It's like in cricket, isn't it? You have to take risks to get what you want sometimes, and if you commit to the risk, then there's a better chance of you pulling it off.
Yeah, it's having that confidence to do so. I think if you've got that confidence, when you take those more calculated risks, they tend to come off. Shot.
That's an excellent place to put it too, because that allows them more latitude to get that other yellow out.
Forces Simon into a more difficult safety too, doesn't it? He's going to try and get him behind this red, isn't he?
Yeah. Which he's half done, but where the red is down table is actually in the way, I think, of the natural one-rail escape.
The right-hand English, get it straight back. Ooh.
Or you could play the other side of the red and put left on it. It looks like he wants to straighten it up off the rail though.
Shot.
He potted it, but no luck with the split.
No, that was unlucky, wasn't it? Because that was a good shot. Yeah.
I was asking if the ball was touching the rail there. Either that or he was saying no, it's not, so I can just play softly, drive it into the rail.
Oh,
that
come
could
out
be
too far.
That could be a bad mistake. Simon, even so, may still just play a safety shot here. It's been that sort of frame. I don't think it's really worth having a go at this, because unless you're 100% sure you'll pot it, then yeah, but you can't really be that sure. The safety's been working really well.
That's a good shot too.
Bayden can still see this yellow, but he can't really do much with it. And if he flicks away, he risks the in off, or leaving Simon a pot on the red. So I'm not surprised he's having a go at this.
That's close.
Where's the white ball? That's good. It is, however, an easy snookering opportunity for Simon, though. And I reckon he'll be looking to hit the red just off centre on the right here, the one down table, so he's behind the black as well.
Just let the white run into the other rail, opposite rail. Nice. Has he gone too far?
I think he has, and I don't think he wanted the red to be so close to the black.
I think Bayden can see this yellow.
You can see a good chunk of it. This is real table trust. Oh, well struck. Geez, you're holding your breath the whole time there, aren't you? The table doesn't do anything funny on you.
Well, Simon maybe look to break that red away from that black and leave the white down here. And
I don't think so. I reckon he just tries to push this somewhere in the open. Leave Bayden with only the left-hand side of the yellow to see. If he can see the other side of the yellow, he can play to leave the white down the other end of the table, where the red and the black limit is Simon's options. Bayden, I think both players have got their extensions as well.
I think Bayden's going to be using it here, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, definitely.
He knows how important the shot is. This feels like one of those make and break moments, doesn't it?
needs to watch out that he doesn't go on off here. I know it sounds extremely obvious, but you're looking at everything else on this shot. You need to be looking after number one here. He has to hit this reasonably full. I think he was trying to cover that potting angle, perhaps on the red. If he was, he hasn't done it, and Simon's may have half a chance here, but once again, this is incredibly difficult to get position for.
Oh. That's further than he wanted to go, isn't it?
It is, but it's more of the same, so he's just playing the patience game. I think the further away those balls get from the pocket, the more it favours Bayden. Put this somewhere in the open, I reckon, and leave the white on the back rail. No, he's actually used that now, and he's going to get a bit lucky too. Yeah, it's a bit lucky, but I think it was the right shot.
Well, I think he deserved that little bit of luck. I mean, the white was always going to be safe, but the fact that the yellow's got in front of it now makes it even a better shot.
Yeah.
It was still a good shot, I thought. A good option.
That could be a frame-winning shot, that. Didn't intend for it to happen that way, but it's a total snooker though, so Simon doesn't need to contact a rail after the red. That could play into his hands here. If Simon can perhaps get in behind the red that's not next to the black, go 1-2 rails and sit in behind it, maybe.
Yeah, it's a tough shot though, isn't it?
There is, by the way, an intermission after this frame, but they're making us wait for it, but we're not complaining. No. I was trying to hit the red, and Bayden's, yeah, I'm not surprised he's taken the cue ball in hand there. He could have just tried to flip the black away and leave it on for himself, but can instead just perhaps play the yellow somewhere near the pocket and then pot it and get position on the black that way. That's a different shot.
Wow.
But he's not actually left himself a pot. Any good pot he'd left himself there would have been fine, but he's kind of in between ships here.
It didn't look as though he took as much time over that shot as I would have liked now, especially where he's left himself. I think he'll still feel pretty confident he can make this though. Oh.
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't.
Now he's left it on Simon, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's just trudging away from the table too. He knows that was the chance. He'd been working all frame for that and he mucked it up. And first shot after a safety battle in pot one.
Well, you know better than I. Did he try and do too much with that black then? Could he have not made it simpler for himself? Easy in hindsight. And that's obviously Bayden's shot.
No, I think he did the right thing. He did the right thing for me, but he wasn't precise enough with the cue ball.
Yeah, it was just bad execution. It was the right decision, just bad execution.
He needed to stay away from the middle of the table. He needed to be somewhere more near the rails and make sure that he was. Simon's just punished him there. Have some of that.
Oh, he'll feel as though that's one that Bayden's let slip away. It wasn't so much one that Simon won, it was one that Bayden lost, I felt like.
Yeah, true. Especially all the work that he put in. We're going to have a short intermission here, folks. 15 minutes or so, we'll be right back on it.
Much better than 4-9, isn't it?
Oh, Bayden will be hurting after that, badly.
Yeah.
You don't work that hard to win that frame to lose it and not have misgivings about it. So what are we doing? Is this just a money raffle? Oh, yeah.
134.
So just quickly, while my mic's still on, big thank you to the sponsors that we've got here. Anytime Fitness Rangi Order. My uncle actually owns that gym, Chris, Paul Blackler. So if you wish to get to a healthier place, go contact him.
They're good, those Anytime Fitnesses as well. Been into a few of those. Good gyms.
They are good gyms. Need more firewood. That's Josh, Danny and Mike Bowen.
Well, as it so happens, coming into winter, I do need just a little bit more firewood.
There you go.
There we go.
Hit them up. They'll be more than happy to accommodate you.
Cheers, Danny. I'm on my way.
Shaw Q's, that would be Adam Shaw, who played in and helped to organise this tournament. And then Michael Hayes, Q Sports Coaching. He's also been doing a bit of commentary with me, but he is a Q Sports coach as well. And Stellar Recruitment, the company that Alex Stones works for, who is also part of the New Zealand Pool Promotions crew. So if you need some men or women on the job, then go see them.
Do some great work for charity as well, Stellar Recruitment. Done a few events for them. They're very giving.
And also can't forget On Cue for this amazing streaming service, plus the table that we're playing on. It's an absolute belter of a table to play pool on. And New Zealand Pool Promotions, of course, for being the real brains behind this, as well as the venue itself, the Racecourse Hotel and Motor Lodge. They've been so forgiving once again. They've put on an absolute show for us here. Bar staff, the restaurant staff, they've all come together to help us pool players with that in the venue. It's been amazing.
Yeah, thanks, Nigel. Always generous with your establishment. Went to school with Nigel Butterfield, who obviously runs it out here. Yeah, so it's always nice to come out and see him.
Feel like a homecoming for you then, wouldn't it?
Not quite a homecoming, but it's always good to catch up with him and come down and have a drink at the racecourse.
Yeah, as far as life being busy goes, sometimes it's easy to forget to come back and do stuff in your life that you used to do when you weren't so busy, but you make the time for it. You come back and see those people, and it feels so good to catch up.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I don't know how many times you say to someone in even a period of a week where you say, we must catch up. And it's just so hard. I mean, everyone's lives now are so busy, but it's so important that we do, with kids, and it's so important that you try and make time, because it's generally every time you catch up with someone, you go, I wish we'd do that more.
And you never do.
No.
And then you end up kicking yourself because you had the chance and you didn't take it. Much like Bayden in that last frame.
Yeah. But in some ways it's good. This break probably came at a good time. It'll be a chance for him just to go away, refocus, put that out of it. He's got to put that out of his mind now, and he's almost got to come back as though he's starting afresh. And like we know in this game, he's just got to get onto a bit of a roll. If he can get a couple of frames under his belt early, all of a sudden it's 9-6, right back in it. But he needs to do it very early on. He needs to do
it now, yeah. First few frames after the intermission, he needs to win them both for me.
Yeah, well, he's had opportunities, hasn't he? It's not like it's all been plain sailing for Simon. Bayden's had a couple of opportunities, and he's just, unfortunately, as we saw in that last frame, like you said, he'll be kicking himself because he was absolutely in the box seat. And he almost played the frame exactly how he wanted it to turn out, and then on the shot that he needed to pull off, he'll be disappointed.
He got wide on it. I just have a slightly worrying stat here for fans of Bayden. In the 5 previous matches that we've had this year, when we've gone to an intermission, only one person that has gone to the break behind has come back to win. That was Simon when he played Des yesterday. He was 7-6 behind and came back to win that match 13-8. No other person who's been behind has actually gone back to win the match. So Bayden's going to have to do something special here, and not just because it's Simon Singleton he's playing.
Oh, I think Bayden will use that to his advantage, though. I mean, it's great when you get the opportunity to not create history, but to go against the form book, and he'd certainly be doing that in this tournament from the way it's gone so far.
History's been rewritten all over the world, so why not rewrite a little slice of it for yourself here?
Like it. People tend to remember big comebacks more than just people dominating a game.
Yeah, it's the New Zealand way, isn't it? They love an underdog, much like the cricket team was for so long, and against certain opponents they still are, but they've made themselves into a force the last few years, and it's been great to watch from a cricket fans' point of view.
Tell you what, though, in this current crop of players, there's not too many sides they play with their underdogs. There's certainly, in my day, there was certainly the Aussies. When we ever played them, we were generally underdogs, but with this side, wow. I don't think there's many games they're going to go into against many teams in the world where they're going to be considered underdogs. That's how well I think they're playing.
Well, they've just got that core belief, don't they? And they've got the players, but they all buy into it. And they've been told, just, play your natural game, and we're not going to get in the way. And if you're not feeling comfortable with anything, then come and see us, and we'll speak to each other about it. We can tailor ourselves to you if what you need, whatever you need, really. It's a real professional attitude to actually manage players as people. It's like people management's just gotten so much better.
Yeah, we've got some world-class players as well. I mean, you just look at I always base the strength of the current New Zealand side of the Black Caps with the players that aren't playing. And you think about how many quality players aren't getting an opportunity. That's a great indication of how strong the side is. And you look at the batting lineup, you've probably got 3 or 4 players who are in the top 20 in the world, and then the experience of Bolt and Southey and the likes of Jameson coming through. I mean, wow, it's just quality all round, really.
Yeah, he's been an amazing bowler to have. Gulliver, as he's nicknamed on the alternative commentary collective. Maybe a little bit of work to be done in 2020s, but in tests he's just come on in leaps and bounds.
Yeah, he'll get better and better in T20. I mean, it does take a little bit of experience. It's a game where, a little bit like the other two, batters just basically come after you and take you on, whereas that's a little bit more challenging to do in the test match and the one-day arena. So he will get better and better. He's just perhaps got to develop a few more variations, some good slow balls, which he's constantly working on, and the environment he's in now in the IPL is going to be great for that, because I don't know if you've watched any, but over the last couple of games he's put under pressure. He's gone for a few runs, but he's managed to bounce back quite nicely and pick up a couple of wickets, and so I think he's gaining more and more experience and becoming a better player by the day.
I actually think the IPL is going to be good for him in terms of his 2020 development, because you're playing against a lot of guys you'd play against when you're playing internationals, and the pressure cooker atmosphere that you get over in India, everyone's expecting you to do well, and if you don't, then calls are made for you to not play anymore, and to rise to the occasion over there gives you the belief that you can do it on the international level. So, and that's the same with any players, but especially players who have leapt onto the scene in perhaps one format, struggled in another. The IPL is a really good chance for you to tell people that you're not just a one-trick pony, that you can play the 2020s as well as the tests or the one-dayers, or even if you're picked as a 2020 player and then you get picked for the test team and you can play tests really well, that
Well, that's what happened to David Warner, wasn't it? Got picked in the T20s, bashed a few runs, and then
Unknown. No one knew who he was
Yeah.
back in 2009 when he first played.
and all of a sudden he's in all 3 formats now.
So
So definitely can happen.
89 he made in his first match against South Africa with an awesome bowling attack that they had. He just smashed them everywhere, and they didn't know him. He'd only played a handful of first-class games for New South Wales, and then he comes out and belts the Saffers around the park, and all of a sudden, who's this guy? Geez, he's good. Let's keep playing him.
Yeah, made a name for himself in his first game, which is not an easy thing to do.
Because I reckon you would have had a few first-class games under your belt before you were selected for the New Zealand team, right?
Actually, I didn't.
You didn't? You were fairly hawk green as well, were you?
I had one season of playing for Canterbury where I think I might have played maybe 10 first-class games, and then I got picked in the one-day side. So I got picked pretty early, which
Obviously, they needed somebody who
I think they were
had
desperate.
skills, yeah. Because at the time, the game was so much different back in the early 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was probably, I look back at my time, it was probably slightly more of a defensive game. You look at it now, it just feels like, even the test matches, it just feels like it's an outright attacking game. You know, whether it's bowling, trying to get wickets, and there's more attacking fields, and the batters are playing more shots, run rates have gone up, even in the longer format. And I just think it's now, in my time, it felt a bit more like the longer version particularly was based around defence. Now, it's very much based around attack, and it's about batsmen trying to score runs quickly, and how as a bowler you try and slow that down but also not to take wickets. So I like the new format. I like the new ultra aggressive style that everyone's sort of tending to play.
I actually love it. Revitalises Test cricket when you see it being played as a more aggressive game, and I think 2020s have a lot of influence on that, because you've got the skills coming out in 2020s that batters and bowlers have to develop, and they're using it in tests, and the game's getting along quicker and you're seeing more results. I think people don't want to watch tests, or who didn't want to watch tests because they knew that a good percentage of the games would end in a draw, but now you're getting a larger percentage ending in results and people want to watch it. At least I hope that's what happens anyway.
Here's a good question for you that you're going to answer, because one of the questions I get asked a lot about cricket is, you know, what do guys do in the dressing room, and they get a bad decision, they come out, you know, what happens? And generally what I tell them is, if someone gets a bad decision, especially if they're a bit of a fiery character, everyone tends to evacuate the dressing room and let them have their time just to get over it. Obviously in a team sport it's a little bit easier, you know, guys come in and talk to you. And obviously with Bayden and Simon, you've got this 15-minute break. Simon's obviously got away from it feeling pretty confident, won't probably do too much. What are the guys looking to do in this 15-minute break?
Just zone out, I reckon. There's no point in being locked into the bowl because you're not actually playing. Just get a drink, go to the toilet, maybe have something quick to eat. Just use that time to recharge your brain and just let you be yourself. You don't want to be stressing about the game, especially if you're Bayden at the moment. And Simon would have been just over talking to his supporters and talking to people in the crowd, maybe on outside for some me time. But these players all have their own things that they do when they're not actually playing. They try to zone out, but then a few minutes before they go back to the table, they're able to slowly zone back in, and then when it comes time to play again, they're fully back in.
Are any of these guys like full-time professionals, and this is all they do, or most of them have got jobs?
No, every one of these players has a day job of some sort.
Some of them might be involved in the sport in their job, but I imagine most of them just got normal jobs like you and I, and try and spend as much of their spare time in practicing and playing.
Yeah, I mean, you have to balance. It's almost like amateur sport, isn't it? You know how you had amateur cricket players back before the game got more professional. They'd have to juggle having day jobs with going on tour and playing cricket. You had to have understanding bosses for that.
When I first started playing first class cricket, we didn't get paid very much. We had to work certainly full time. bit like these guys.
Exactly, and now you've got players who play professionally full time, and only when they actually retire do they have to think about what they're going to do for the rest of their lives.
I guess the great opportunity for these guys now is there's more than obviously there's ball and there's 9-ball, there's so many opportunities now, and I guess there's a pathway that if you get good enough you can create an opportunity to play full-time or play full-time professionally.
Well, not so much in New Zealand.
No, you'd have to go overseas.
You'd have to go, I reckon, to the UK for that, especially if you're looking at the Reds and Yellows. That game is massive in the UK, and the very best players in the world tend to either come from the UK or they play a lot there against the very best. So these guys, of course, both born in the UK.
So they would have played quite a bit of snooker themselves as well, I'm sure. Great for your pottering skills.
Yeah, I think they both came up playing snooker. I know Bayden most certainly was a massive snooker player when he was younger. Simon, snooker and then 9-ball, and then found his range on 7-footers, and because he played a lot of 7-foot stuff in the UK, but the Reds and Yellows, so he's got a lot of experience playing the Reds and Yellows, as Bayden does as well.
I'm trying to think, I remember some of my experience in playing in the 7-footers in England. I kind of remember either the white ball was smaller than the Red and Yellows or it was bigger. But it should be the same size, shouldn't it?
Not in this game. The actual white ball is smaller because the tables were coin operated. So
it had to come back.
It had to come back because the colours get caught when they drop into the pockets.
Yep.
The white ball, if it's the same size, gets caught as well, and you have to put a coin in the slot to get it out.
Makes perfect sense. Now I understand why it was slightly smaller.
But they've actually left the white ball smaller, even though the tables are no longer coin operated. Well, that's what they've run with.
If you grew up doing that, it makes sense, doesn't it, I guess?
Well, you grow up and that's all you know. Smaller white ball, Reds and Yellows, if you're in the UK, of course. You go to an average pub table in the UK, this is what it's going to look like.
Well, if you go to America, New Zealand, generally you've got numbered balls, unders and overs, haven't you?
Yeah, so it's a different game and different rules. Tara, by the way, just gave us a wee insight into Bayden's mindset there. Says he feels good and he's just had a bit of a bad run, but he feels like he's playing okay. Now, I definitely agree with those last 2 points. I still reckon he's actually playing quite nicely, and I've said it before and I'll say it once again that all he needs is a bit of table time, extended table time.
Yeah, well, Chloe
would
know him better than anyone, and I absolutely agree. I think he's still showing the skills required. He's playing well. He's had a couple of opportunities that he's missed out and he'll be disappointed with, but here's another wonderful opportunity to get back into it. We said how important it was that he started well and got a couple of frames under his belt early, and he's touch wood, Chloe. I'm sure you'll be touching wood as well. This is going to be the perfect start. But no, he's still putting well.
Has to hit the thinner than fatter.
Oh, he's hit that
He's
hard.
gone off 2 rails, and that's okay. In fact, that's better than okay. I thought he might go 2 rails and be on the 8 for the corner, but
I think that's what he's starting to
play.
do. Sure, that was going to be for the corner, but he doesn't get out.
Yeah, well, the risk was when you played that shot for the black in the corner is that you got tangled up with the 2 reds. So he sort of made a different shot out of it and took those 2 reds out of play, which is brilliant if you're down, because if you're down, chances are you'll end up snookered. But if you play the shot that reduces the possibility of a snooker, then even if you run out of position, you're still on the black.
Getting a few people now commenting how important these next couple of frames are going to be, and obviously with Bayden getting off to the perfect start after the break, this game could come down to the wire. It's going to be an important break.
Yeah, he's 9-5 down now, but I tell you what, he's still looking pretty much on. I think he needs that break to go for him, though. He hasn't had much success off it. And there he goes again. It's a dry break.
No, he got a yellow.
He got a yellow, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, that he did. Well, good correction.
So that's in contrast, the break that he perhaps needed.
It is the break that he needed, because cleared the last frame off Simon's break.
I was going to say I'm not that keen on how those yellows are bunched up, so obviously taking the red.
Reds, they're on the dance floor where the white is too. That's the best idea to look at it for me.
And we all love the dance floor.
Oh hell yeah! Especially if you've got a few beers or whiskies in.
Which you have.
True.
Well, one.
I've had more than one.
Okay.
That's alright, I didn't drive here.
Sort of like the speed he's playing at now. It sort of feels like he's, and I'm sure it is, playing with confidence, but it looks like he's got it mapped out, it's going to plan. Just looks confident, sorry.
He's not playing too quickly, which I like. He's still playing the shots within 15 seconds, but he's still having a look at everything, and you can play at a decent pace even when you're playing well and still take the time to smell the roses, so to speak.
And I reckon sometimes when you do take too long, you start second guessing yourself and perhaps almost seeing stuff that's not there, or worried about running into a yellow ball, or generally when you play with your, not your gut feeling, but you play with confidence and you're assertive, generally I think more things go your way, and I think that's certainly the mindset that Bayden's in at the moment. A little bit unlucky there.
He didn't want to touch the yellow. I tell you what though, I think that red goes past the yellow into that top left pocket, Chris.
Yeah, he's still got options. He's got the red obviously down here at the...
That's not going to be an easy one to get on though. There's the yellow C to avoid. Don't want to be in between China and Japan here.
Nice shot, I like this.
Whoa, bully. Yeah, well played.
That was a nice touch. That took a little bit of skill. Now one more bit of skill.
Sorry. Oh, I missed. I actually saw the butt end of that shot. It's my best mate's absolutely loving this. I've just told him that you're commentating with me, Chris. Oh, what a resumption for Bayden Jackson. He gets the first two frames, and now it's 9-6.
Do you think Bayden was listening to us at the break? Well, we said how important it was he got the first two frames. Hopefully we've given him a little bit of inspiration, because this is going to turn into a brilliant semi-final.
I don't think he needed to listen to us. I think he knew that himself. Stevie D is Steve Denton, and he's one of the best pool players in Canterbury. He knows what this is like. He actually played in it last year. And now we're starting to see people really get behind Bayden now, and this is the roll-on effect you get when you get a few frames into you. This is what happened with Adam Lilly last year, if you remember. He was 14-5 down in a race to 15, and he began an epic comeback, and people started to really get in behind him.
Got to 13-14, didn't he?
He did. That's a great memory. And then he was maybe one shot away from squaring it up, and he missed it.
One shot away from glory. That was boys' own stuff.
Oh, that's brilliant, Chris. You've been listening to me too long.
Well, I'll tell you what, you talked about at the break, New Zealand love an underdog, and people are getting right. And I'm not saying that Bayden coming into this game was the underdog, but he certainly was at 9-5 down at the break, but doing it well now. Wonderful opportunity to make it 9-7.
Has he moved the yellow enough? I will say, however, Chris, that he would have been the underdog going into this match, just with Simon and his reputation for just being an absolute machine. But we all know Bayden can play, and he's actually showing us that he can play. Even though he's behind, he's still pulling off some great finishes, and he's fighting hard here, and I'm loving it.
We had a little bit of bad luck in that first set, and it's just nice to see a couple of things going his way, which is really important. Obviously, you need to win these tournaments.
You might use this red over the middle pocket here to break that one that's in trouble away from the yellow. Does he get enough side? Oh, no, he doesn't.
Nice try, though. Well, he might have another go at it now.
Chance again. Straight sort of stun screw across the table into it.
This is where you need a little bit of luck. Oh, shot.
Oh, brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant.
He actually couldn't place that any better.
No, he couldn't have. I mean, this is a little bit awkward to cue, but even so, you've still got to be loving where you've ended up with your Bayden right now. In fact, he's not even going to be bothering with the awkward queuing. He's to take the easier red of the two.
Oh, nice control.
You want that to keep running, and that's pretty damn good. Where's the black on for, though? Don't think it's on for any of those corner pockets at that end of the table. He's going to have to really screw and get behind it here.
Yeah, he's going to bring the white back down this end, isn't he? Oh, nicely done.
Hello. Get it work. Get it work. That's pretty good. That yellow that's near that middle pocket to the right should prevent the in off, I reckon. So all he has to do is pot this, make sure of it.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's looking at it now. I think he's perhaps thinking about the in off. Just get up, have another look.
I think you're right though. I think it prevents it. He's got an extension up his hand if he needs it, up his sleeve.
Well, the white ball should spread on contact here, so I reckon it hits the rail before the yellow. Just needs to focus on the pot here.
Does that yellow ball up the top rail make that pocket a little bit bigger as well?
Yeah, it does. Especially if you undercut it slightly.
Oh, that's lovely.
No, he's overcut it.
Oh.
He's overcut it. Simon can just put him into jail here.
He actually needed to overcut it more. It would have got a wee kiss off that yellow.
No, it wouldn't have had the legs. He needed to undercut it if he was going to miss it anywhere. And Simon doesn't actually need to put him in jail here. These are all on for finish. Now let's see how Simon responds after a couple of quick frames against him. Watch your shirt.
He looks like he's got this one mapped out pretty comfortably. He doesn't look too concerned about anything, does he? I don't think he needs to be.
No, he doesn't need to be. He just needs to think about every shot as it comes, which is blindingly obvious. But
I wonder if you look back on that frame, and perhaps he should have taken on that longer red when there was two to go. Talking about Bayden, obviously, but
no.
Wow. I think if he created that opportunity, he still would have taken it, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he was feeling it, wasn't he? I do agree, actually, that the longer red was the better one, but he trusted his queuing enough to get the cue ball back, and he did, and he left himself a good shot. He just missed it.
I guess in a perfect world, it would have been just to be the white off the rail a little bit further. Just looked a little bit like slightly awkward queuing.
As you and I know, this world is imperfect, though.
Yeah.
So you need to cease that talk. Adam. Do you want a drink?
Well, Simon, that will make him feel a little bit better just to get back on track after the break. 10-6 now. Still time for Bayden to come back, but he needs to start taking those opportunities. Played a nice frame there, just fell short on the last hurdle.
I think this looks like he's talking to himself, which is not weird. I'm going to go on record and say that it's not unusual to talk to yourself. Some people think that you're borderline crazy if you do, but I do it quite a lot.
No, self-talk's crucial.
I think it actually helps to refocus.
I think you're more crazy if you don't talk to yourself.
You are, exactly. It's just like if you've got a cat or a dog, and some silly people reckon that you're stupid if you talk to your cat or your dog. I reckon you're lacking, for want of a better term, if you don't.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't have a cat and dog if you don't talk to them.
Exactly, they're part of your family. So Simon's managed to stanch the flow, so to speak. Leads 10-6, but Bayden's got the break here, so he made a ball off the last break. Let's see if he can do it here. And they're racing, and no, they're all also rans.
You're not ideal, didn't get one, but it still doesn't look. There's still a few tricky balls out there, isn't there? So he will get to the table again, I believe.
If that first red near the bulk line goes, then I reckon this is a bit easier than you say. Those reds that are in the middle of the table,
you can pick those off.
Those off. He may even just pick one of them off now. He may even screw off one of these two reds and open the two up near the middle pocket. Yeah, there you go. See, that's a bit easier now.
Yeah, that helps.
And he can take that red down the rail past the yellow top right. Get rid of that hard ball, perhaps. Perhaps.
Yeah, still a few good shots to pull off, isn't there?
Run through by the look of it. Come off the rail. That's maybe a bit more angle than he wanted, but if he can plot this tight cut, then the yellow's a good ball to stop you from losing the white. Bit of risk. Didn't even hit it. No, he's played that beautifully. What's happening? Are you being called?
Yeah, wife's wondering where I am. She'll find out soon. Start streaming.
Tell your wife to hop onto YouTube. Search for On-Cue Streaming.
And she'll find me.
And then search for the Great Southern Knockout 2. She won't find you, she'll hear you. She'll know it's you. Oh, that's what he's doing. I'll leave him alone.
Oh.
Ooh, time pressure. Look out for the cue ball.
He's gone hard at that, hasn't he? You think that was time pressure?
I think it was, but he kind of rushed it. Maybe he was wanting to do something more with it. That's a good starter down the rail for Bayden. That'll help no end.
That wasn't as easy a shot as he made it look.
He's been excellent down the rails all game. He's been practicing them a lot, and before he played this match, that's pretty much all he practices, that shot down the rail. He knows how these play, and he knows how crucial they are to success.
There's a couple of yellow balls by the black, but I think he's already mapped out in his mind. He can get control of this white ball where he wants it. They will go.
Well, this is just off straight, so he can kind of stun across for the second yellow on the rail. As he's done, and he's left himself a wee angle. So now the question is, does he try to come off two rails and back between the two reds, or does he screw away from them? He's going to screw away from them. He's cued that very, very well.
It's a wonderful shot.
Very, very well. He needs to avoid the red on the rail here if he's going for the topmost red on your screen, the topmost yellow on your screen. It should be alright. He's played that with inside English to get the cue ball to snap back.
Now is he obviously the yellow into the corner, and then he's looking out the top left-hand corner for the second yellow?
I reckon yellow top left and then yellow bottom right.
Oh, I like it. Yep, see it. Absolutely right.
Yeah, that, because it's on in the middle, but the corner pocket's the better shot.
Leaves a nice angle for the black as well.
All he needs to do, I think, is just run this through, and he'll get an actual bump off the 8. Or not.
He's missed
it, but he's missed it.
Always just looked a bit too straight.
I reckon he put a trace of side on that, you know, just to try and straighten the white up. Maybe avoid it going into the 8. But just a millimetre off, and that translates down the table. Simon's got a bit of thinking to do here. At what stage do you reckon he'll have a wing at that red that's on the rail there, bottom of your screen? Now.
Oh,
How about now?
Wow. He was just worried about clipping the yellow, wasn't he?
Oh, that didn't worry him. You put the red and the yellow in the same shot.
Yeah,
It's a
doesn't
fair
matter.
shot.
But it was how the white was going to react off the yellow.
Yeah, well, I don't think he was trying to hit yellow at all.
No.
I reckon he was looking red all the way. Got this out nicely as well. He's just off straight, which works perfectly for the glide across the table. He'll either take one rail or two here. I reckon he goes two. Play this really slowly and be on for the black bottom left, or play it a bit quicker, be on for the black bottom right. Sorry, top left. On for the slow option, and it's worked out really well. Down she goes, so Simon now 11-6 to the good. I'll come back very shortly. I just need to go to the toilet.
As you do. Well, again, Bayden gave himself another opportunity. Fortunately, Simon's done pretty well as when he's been given the opportunity. He's generally taken it. Simon on the break, desperately looking to sink a ball. He's done well. He's got a red. The ball's looking nicely spread as well. Nice little bump there, didn't want to get too close to that yellow. Yeah, such a score there. Yeah, check it. Well, it's not quite going to be. The sun's very loud.
I never know. It's a long race, 14. Someone gets a roll on, gets 2 or 3 frames, things can change.
All looking pretty comfortable for Simon at the moment. Playing beautifully, great control of the white. Just mapping in his mind where he wants to be for the black.
Yeah,
Lovely control.
ABC here. Mistake finish.
I think I can almost see this now. He's just going to go around to that bottom yellow on the bottom rail. Oh, didn't really want that kiss. That's just made this shot just slightly more difficult than he would have wanted.
That's an unforced error for mine. Still could make this, but this is way harder than he would have wanted.
And it makes it more challenging to get onto the next yellow, doesn't it, to where he wants to be.
Oh, yes, he's got one. Can he get the position?
Oh.
What a pot, though.
I think he has. I think he's
a brilliant pot.
There's enough gap in between that white and yellow for him to
flick it in with a bit of right-hand side, you reckon?
Yeah.
Just needs to be careful of this cue. No, he's going to hide
not.
behind it. He's going to double it. Has he got the legs? No, it ran out of gas. So Bayden now, he's actually got some time with the yellow being where it is. He just has to think to himself, okay, what exactly do I want to do here? Am I playing this 100% to pot it? Because if so, then you just do it. Just trust the natural process. Don't be hung up on
shot.
Anything that's, he's playing 100% to pot it.
But as it turned out, he left the white quite safe as well.
Oh, lovely shot. Woo, the cue ball.
It's for the taking now, isn't it?
Oh, it is. He's made this himself too, hasn't he? I mean, Simon's given him the chance, but he's played a brilliant first two shots to set it up.
Yeah, that first pot was special.
It's going to be this red that's furthest left on the table. That's going to be the one. He might even screw off and try to get on it here. No. That's all right.
Oh, he's got a little bit of angle there, hasn't he? He can work with.
Yeah, that red passes, I believe. The bottommost one on your screen there passes the yellow, and if that's true, then he can use the red above it to get really good position on it here. Or maybe it doesn't, and where he's pointing his cue is the line he wants the cue ball on.
That would suggest to us that it doesn't go, doesn't it?
Yeah, true.
Oh, lovely shot.
Well done. Just off straight as well. It's a pretty natural sort of angle to go back down table for the 8.
Yeah, he's really looking for a pretty simple shot on the black here. That's what he's really after. And he's done it beautifully.
No, he hasn't. You've actually put the mockers on him, Chris.
Not yet, he's still a chance.
That's okay, because Mike did it several times with me before.
I didn't even think the red was missing.
These pockets, anything's possible, but they are quite tight. Simon's... No, I don't know if he's quite got it.
I think he'll take this on, even if he has.
They could swerve around this, you know.
Yeah, I want to play a swerve here.
Get a swerve on.
Well, the crowd love it too.
Doesn't need to swerve it that much either. Oh, I thought he'd made that. He'd actually hit it beautifully, but he hit it too full.
Yeah, that is a little bit of bad luck. That was a great shot.
Those are just the ones, aren't they? A lot of people will say he's extremely unlucky, but if you ask Bayden after the match, he'll say that's one he should have made. Players do practice those shots.
Did he actually curve it a bit more than he needed to? Not sure, I'd have to see it again.
It's only a very slight swerve. He only needs to move the cue ball. Oh, not even the width of the ball. Like it's not even the width of the ball it needs to move. Has he overhit this?
Oh, he has.
He has overhit this.
I still think he's okay though, isn't he?
It still cuts in the middle, yeah. But he's going to have to be more careful now. He's even perhaps looking to maybe park it in behind the red, but the middle pocket, if it cuts, is definitely the one. Yep, it's fine as it is. Simon Singleton now just 2 away from making the final. He's 12-6 ahead.
Yeah, pressure's really on Bayden now. We talked about a bit of a comeback and he needed to do it straight after the break. Now he's run out of time. He has to be right now. Did see it last year, as you said, with Adam Lilly, but
I think Bayden's still in a good headspace though. He still looks really, really focused. He's not let his head drop, which I really like, because a lot of players, they visibly look down when they're that far behind. I mean, Adam Shaw in the first match this morning, he looked like he was starting to get a bit down on himself when he was behind, and players pick up on that, But Bayden's still looking like he's got the goods, even though he's behind by 6 frames. In control, I like that. That's actually a good play on words. Friendly suggestion, can you mute or lower the audio on replays? It's coming through a fair bit louder. Production in general, very good though. I'm enjoying this a lot. Well, thank you for that. I'm pretty sure that can be arranged. Oh, he's alright. If he's just away from the black, he's fine. Yellow looks like it goes as well. Or not. Just making sure he parks it there.
I don't think he was trying to pop that, was he? Just trying to protect it.
Willing to play the long game.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I think it's a good play from Bayden.
Well, if you go for that and miss it, you leave the pocket on, don't you? Take your medicine and go.
Simon's going to take his extension early.
Yeah, and a bit of gamesmanship here. There's a bit of respect between these two players. I know they do have a lot of respect for each other in general, but Simon there respecting the hustle and not just getting down to the ball and hitting it.
Quick question, do you have to ask for your extension, or does it if you've got one in hand, it automatically takes it if the clock runs out?
No, you have to actually tell the controller
you have to ask.
Using it.
So if you don't ask and your time runs out,
it's a foul.
It's a foul.
Usually what you'll see is players will look behind them to say, and they'll say extension, and you generally won't hear it, but that's what they'll say to indicate that they want to use it. And this is slightly off topic as well, but just while I remember, have you ever seen the show The Lake Cup?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it was a cricketing show that just finished. Just getting into the game with some black caps, black ferns. Just sort of more the light-hearted side of it. Oh, what a shot by Bayden. But Frankie Mackay was actually interviewed on that, and she was talking about how she got into broadcasting, or rather how somebody suggested that she go into broadcasting, because at that time she wasn't playing for the Canterbury Magicians, and she was actually interested in doing something for the game, so somebody suggested broadcasting to her, and she ran with it, and she does a bit of commentary for the cricket.
She does, yeah.
She didn't have apparently any experience beforehand in broadcasting. Now, I don't have any either, like professionally or otherwise. I do this, yes, but at a more professional level like that, when it's at the provincial or even the international level when you're doing commentary, I would honestly like to know what she did, and so I can follow what she's done and maybe try that for myself.
She has an unbelievable passion and love for the game and for the statistics. She thinks a lot about the game, and I think that's sort of what she brought to from a broadcasting point of view. Well, that's a good shot.
That was nearly a Cadbury's parrot. When the ball pops straight out of the pocket when it goes in. He didn't quite make the line.
I thought he might have hit that a little bit harder.
Yeah, that's what he was trying to tell himself. But yeah, she sounds like she really enjoys it, and obviously I really enjoy pool, and I wouldn't mind getting myself into doing it for other sports that are maybe a bit slower in nature, like cricket. So my question to you is, would you be able to even get me some time with it, perhaps, so I can pick her brain about it.
She'd love to talk to you about it, I'm sure. Sure that I can arrange that. I'll have a chat to Frankie, see what she says. She's obviously back playing now, although she just re-injured herself.
I understand that.
Pretty busy schedule at the moment.
This red's not on, which is a bit of a saving grace for Bayden here.
Well, that almost felt like a free shot, didn't it, that one?
Kind of, but he would have wanted to be sure that he wasn't leaving any opportunity for Simon to do something with us. If he hasn't used his extension, he'd better get on his bike.
Well, he has, but that's a great indication of the respect
So
you're talking
hurry
about.
up. Oh, he's managed to stick it behind the 8. What a great snooker.
Yeah, that's a wonderful shot. There's that.
It's that experience, isn't it?
Well, that's probably a snooker experience when he was growing up.
Just be aiming to hit this yellow near
Dead
the
weight.
corner pocket. Oh, he's played it beautifully. Oh, that's even better.
They're really showing off their skills now.
One good turn deserves another.
Well, it can take one shot like that can just turn a match.
It can, and he was totally trying for that too. I know that some people will say he's lucky to get the snooker, but he was playing for that in mind. Hello, 2 rails for the pot. Look out. Well, he got the pot, but it's a foul shot. So it's a free shot here for Bayden.
It's game over.
I think it is, but you never ever know. Bayden's decided not to play that yellow that's down the rail. That surprises me a little bit.
So from here now, if he puts ball in hand, he only gets one shot.
No, he still gets a free shot from here. So he could have taken the black if he wanted to, for example, and just put it near the pocket. But obviously he's got his own way of clearing this. And
yeah. No, we've mapped this out, Bayden and I.
Yeah, he has,
good,
yes.
But I like the fact just taking his time, just making sure.
Well, it's so important, isn't it? That needs to stop.
Just trying to make it as easy as possible for
That's
himself.
fine.
Yeah.
Just needs to roll this in.
Yeah, no need to take it.
Or if he's feeling more confident, which he may do, play this to screw it out more. Screw it out more and be a bit closer to that yellow down table.
Like that?
Yeah. Didn't even need to look at it, did you? You knew what he was doing.
We're going to do something similar here.
Well, he's just off straight, but he can cheat the pocket. Yeah, he's just cheated the pocket. Oh, that's wonderful.
That's a great shot.
That's a beautiful shot.
They're the type of shots you want on the black to win a frame, isn't it?
Exactly. Nice and easy. And
no pressure.
All you have to do is just get down, look at it and pot it. So 12 to 7 now, Bayden. He's still 5 frames down, but he's fighting hard in this. Don't go anywhere, folks. He does. I'm not snagging them at all.
What's that wee thing he does at the start of the frame? Is that like we create?
Which one?
Puts both his hands on the table beside him. He almost does it. Almost bells his head every time he sets it up.
No, I think he's making sure the balls touch for a nice tight rack.
I just really leaving over.
You'll see it after the balls are broken, Chris. There's something called a shark rack on the table.
Yeah, there it is.
See that plastic rack?
It's going to be hard to get it off now because there's about 3 balls on. Oh, that yellow sitting on it, isn't it?
If there are balls sitting on it, then the players can either elect to leave it there, or they can ask somebody to mark the ball that's on the rack and then remove the rack and put the ball back where it's marked, like in golf.
Decided to leave it.
Oh, 3-ball plant.
Lovely
and
shot.
He's on the reds. Oh, I love that. That's a great shot. Because that was probably the hardest red on the table and he's just gotten rid of it. And that's just as good to follow up. He's nudged that on nicely. That's one way to look at it, secret loyalty. I like your way of thinking. But that's now, what, 54 good shots?
So I guess that's now 53.
Yeah, count them down.
That black's looking a little tricky though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Bayden was trying to get a piece of the yellow there to free it.
He'll get another opportunity to get a piece of it, but he just wants to make sure of it.
Go around behind the yellow here, I would say. Take the red that's over the pocket. Needs to be careful though that he doesn't overhit it and end up near the side rail. No, he's timed that lovely. It's a beautiful touch.
I think he's having a crack at it now, do you?
No, I think he'll leave that till the last red. So it won't take too much a risk.
Now he's having a crack.
Stop. No, that's fine. Natural angle, this.
Yeah, now he's trying to hit the black.
Or the yellow. If he can pick the yellow nice and cleanly here, the one to the right of the black, then that'll square away and he'll end up on the black for the same pocket. So this is what I mean by having the rack removed. That yellow that's being removed is actually on the rack. So Simon's actually turning into the referee here and marking that ball.
I think the black's... So he's done well. He's done that before.
He has. We need steady hands, steady fingers for that.
I think you're right. He's either going to hit the black or take that bottom yellow.
He's got to hit. He's got to move something.
It's going to open it up, isn't it? So this is where you want to pull off the shot. You just need a little bit of luck.
It's not so much luck. It's more knowing exactly which ball you need to hit.
Oh, that's unlucky.
No, he's gone behind the yellow. That was always the problem with hitting the black. If he'd hit the yellow on the right, that never would have happened. But now he's back in a bit of trouble here, and he's got to play a really good shot to get out of it. At the very least, he doesn't want to leave Simon a free shot here. If he leaves Simon a free shot here, oh look what he's looking at. 1-2 rails up behind the 8 and looking to pot at top right pocket. Hold your breath.
That's a brave shot.
It's a good shot. I like it. He's having a go. Wait.
Oh, he's got very lucky.
He's gotten lucky, but again, he deserves it. He went for a shot. He went full bore at it. He got it on the way back.
We applaud
Good
aggression.
shot.
We applaud aggression, and you should get some luck. And he needs it.
Oh, he needs it. Definitely needs it at this stage. It's good to see him get it too. Simon here is just going to try and lock him up behind the yellow.
Sunk it.
He's potted it. He didn't want to. He didn't want it. He did that before in this game, just before you came on. He played 3 shots in a row where he was looking for a safety. He got the safety all 3 times, but he potted the ball, which rendered the safety void.
Yeah, he's got the protection of so many balls on the table, but it's probably made it slightly more difficult for him to get a safety now.
Yeah, that was the obvious one to get safety behind. So maybe his attention will now shift to actually potting them. He's asked for his extension. One, 2 rails.
Now he's having a crack, isn't he?
He is. He's spat back out into the middle of the table and right amongst it here. So he'll take the rail. Even if he's off centre or straight, doesn't matter. It's quite a friendly angle that he'll have on the yellow over the hole. Yeah, get nice and close to it. Don't have to manoeuvre as much with the white ball if you're that close to it. He just needs to sort of...
Well, he's in great shape now.
Well, he could have run through that and been on the yellow top left, but in fact he's screwed off it for the ball in the bottom pocket. So again, it's a different way of doing it, but it's no less effective.
Well, he's now one frame away, isn't he?
Pending the black, yes. Down it goes. He's took no time getting rid of that, so he's now made it to the hill. 13-7 ahead.
This is pretty much like last year's score, isn't it?
It is, but it's a different game. Last year's game, Bayden didn't play very well by his own admission and never really got himself into the match fully. This particular time he's actually playing, I believe he's playing really well. I don't think he's playing poorly at all, and a little bit of luck going against him. Simon's been playing really well. He's not been getting as much table time as he would have liked, and I mean, he's fighting hard and he's playing some good shots when he's at the table. It's just those little 1%ers going against him.
Oh, he's done well. He's got a ball down.
Daniel Cole just asking, is the final still going to be at 7 p.m? And Secret Loyalty asking, is the final today or tomorrow? First of all, the final is today New Zealand time, so it's still, I believe, slated for 7 p.m, but I don't know 100% if that's going to be the case. I know that there's going to be a few raffles and promotional things to be done between now and then. Obviously this game could be more than one frame away from completion. Oh dear.
2 bites of the cherry then. Neither of them dropped.
Oh, I think he sold the farm there. I think he sold the farm. I'm pretty sure that was an open table as well, so...
Sold the farm and didn't get what he
Simon,
wanted for it.
exactly. No, he ended up getting a bum price for it. Yeah, Simon can take the reds here, so Bayden's most definitely missed a track.
You can almost see this being game over, can't you, if he does as well?
You can, and it's a risky shot that Bayden played, and ordinarily those go and you look like an absolute hero, but you look like the villain if they don't, and I think Bayden here's just had his turn at the villain with that shot. And this should be ABC stuff for Simon now. Just could have popped it off the rail, but instead he's screwed back.
You just got to be careful onto the black, doesn't he?
He does, but before that he's got to be careful onto this last red. He doesn't want to overrun it. Doesn't want to overrun it.
Oh, played beautifully.
He actually played that really well, and I think he's going to take the rail here, screw back into the rail.
Oh, he's done that nicely as well.
It needs to stop, and it does, right on a sixpence. And down she goes, and he makes it into another final. He won this event last year. He's now into the final again this year. Simon Singleton, your winner, 14 frames to 7 over Bayden Jackson.
Wow. Well, we thought Bayden had a great opportunity straight after the break when he won those 2 frames, but Simon just kept hammering away, didn't he? And every time he got a chance to get back into a frame, he took it. And that's...
Yeah,
both players played well.
Yeah, he absolutely turned it on, didn't he? He didn't let it worry him one bit. He still had absolute confidence in his game to go and do the business, and this he did. So
his final was Paul at its best.
It is, and if Simon's playing like that in the final, then Adam Lilly's got an awful lot to do.
Hands together for the winner of that match, Simon Singleton. And can we have a big hand for Jackson as well.
So we will hand it over to Watty and Michael Hayes and Alex Stones for the post-match presentation. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the final. Thank you very much, Chris Harris, for jumping on the mic with me.
Always a pleasure. Great to be here and watch quality pool.
Don't get in trouble now.
All right, so has to be very nice to Bayden. So congratulations to Singleton, emphatic victory over Bayden Jackson. Iterations. The contest was almost sort of killed off early on when Simon reeled off 5 frames in a row, and that must have been a bit of a blow for you.
It was like, yeah, just chances. It's millimetres fine. I mean, it would have been 3-1 up. I was 4-2 down. But yeah, he had that middle session where I think I dropped twice and he cleaned one and then 2 of his. Every time I missed, he took that chance and then he went banging at me with 2 finishes. And yeah, I just lost the player on the day, really. And I hope it continues into the final because it was good. Actually, there's not many matches you can lose in and you actually enjoy the match. And for me, like I just said to you off air, you know, I feel physically brilliant. I feel mentally brilliant. I lost the match. Normally, now I'm spewing, I'm kicking myself, my head's all over, but I just feel beat, really, and it's good. That's my learning curve, learning to accept it and not let it affect me, like, for the next 3 weeks, you know. So, yeah, I'm well played, Simon, you know, that was really good there. It was like watching the 2015 final. But, yeah, I'm on the other end this time again. I may as well sew my pockets up because I don't think I'm back in there. It's, yeah, he played really well. Played to him, full credit, really well. And he got over the line really well. That as a player, that's what you want to do. You don't want to stumble over the line, missing a ball or going in off the back. I mean, he's got pretty much like what happened with Kerry last night. He actually got over the line well there. That's we measure ourselves as players. See finishing line, you too early and you miss and you bottle whether you get over it. And he got over it really well there. Played to him and all the best for the final. Really, I think it'll be a cracker.
Absolutely, and I know you're a big family. Do you want to say something to your supporters back in Havelock North?
Yeah, I want to thank everyone for the support. Steve Aston, Aaron Lilly, everyone's been all the Taradale crew. Thank my daughter for the support, my wife for the support. I don't know what to thank my son because he actually said to me the other day, he says, "Oh, if you play Simon, he'll beat you because he's better than you." So I don't really want to thank him because, yeah, I'm going to. You know, he says, "Oh, if you win your first match, it's Simon now." My first match, and Simon says, "We played that, Dad. He's better." So, yeah, you're right, Louis. For an 8-year-old, mate, you're pretty nice. So, yeah, but thanks to us. You know, appreciate the phone calls. Love you to bits. Hate to get home, really, but, hey, thank you.
Fantastic. And Simon, congratulations again. Yeah, pretty ruthless performance. You're peaking just at the right time with the final coming up.
In there, I started off. Well, to be honest, I know Bayden better than me on and off the table, and he broke and cleared that first frame, but it wasn't the clearance like it, which I knew that he fancied it today, and you could see that again after the break. Like he missed the third 8 ball, but he should have ran 3. So he definitely was back to his old self, and so I deliberately played quite nice in the first 4 or 5 frames. Tried to slow him down and not let him get the floor, and just make sure a couple of frames when I could have gone for a clearance and pocket, and you know, I had to get 2 shots and all that. And then I sort of got to 2-2 and was a bit lucky to be 2-2, and then I just tried to move it gear and I managed to get ahead. So yeah, like that's sort of the match went. We had a break, which obviously was good for Ben. He went and he came back in that second half and started exactly how he started the first. So yeah, I think that third frame was huge after the break. I think if it had cleared, he missed the black. He was unlucky. He knocked a ball over the black and long, and he missed it. And I had to take a good chance. But if he'd have won that, then it's probably game on. Like you said, it's a game of fraction. Like, to be fair, I had the run of the balls overall for sure. Little bits of luck here and there, but you know, you're on your side. That's the game.
Brave, and you played a brave game. So you know, we never get run when we need run. We need run when we're not playing well. We all run when we're playing well, which makes us look unplayable, and that's how you feel. So you think, "Oh, how am I going to stop this guy?" But yeah, it happens, and fine margins because yeah, it's losing. Terrible. Working and you're working to turn up and play, and it's not good losing. You know, if you've done everything and you've played as well as you possibly can, then yeah, that's what you can take away. But it's yeah, it's good. I'm pleased for him, really.
You said it's he always brings.
Yeah, I mean, you know, people were messaging me when the draw came out, saying how, you know, the hard playing Dex first. And the thing is, I'm looking around thinking, well, who's the easy draw then? You know, I came here to win the tournament, just win the match, to get to the final. I knew I had to beat 3 of the 7 players in New Zealand to do that. So it doesn't matter who it is or which order. You're gonna have a really, really tough match, and you know, Adam, probably the scoreline probably not isn't a true reflection of the match. Like, that's the best I've seen Bayden for 2 years, like in terms of his body language and mannerism and everything, and you know, he was queuing through the ball, and you know, he just was playing really well, and he was I stole a lot of frames, really, you know, and playing Adam, same as Bayden, he's been talking a lot, you know, doing his mental health. And the Facebook thing was inspiring to a lot of people, and he's in a good place. So, yeah, it's potential to be an absolute classic. Like, hopefully, we can both play really well and put on a show. And if I play close to my best and I lose, then I don't care. I just want to both play really well and put on a show for everyone who's watching and at home. So.
All right, thanks very much, guys. Final be coming up at 7 o'clock between Simon Singleton and Adam Lilly. So we'll see you later. Thank you.